Yeah, now we're back, and we're back to sing into it. Everyone saw our monkey noises. No. Welcome back, everyone. Let's do a little recap from what happened last week, week 1 of Party Foul. 2 very different groups of people met up. The first was an old hermetic wizard, a wanderlust furbogue, and a hardened criminal, yet not so hardened mousefolk, as they met in the woods and investigated the strange natural happenings as an earthquake hit the land just a few weeks ago. Meanwhile, on a completely opposite spectrum, a party was had, a really hard, blackout drunk, crazy party with 2 halfling siblings, as well as a dark elf who had met them previously. With some strange bedfellows and some fun happenings between them, they went on a small quest to try to help a poor halfling mother save and find her 2 halfling twin daughters, only to discover that unfortunately these were not actually people, but a trap had been laid, and oblexes, slime people, melted away as they attacked the party and drug them down to the depths below. The party successfully stopped the oblex spawning all of the smaller oblexes, but then found themselves a little too curious and fell into a strange symbols puzzle. After probably for the first time in the history of Lawful Stupid, the puzzle was solved, and as the room filled with sand, we we managed to unlock the magical mirror, break it apart, and emerged from the mirror, standing at the threshold where the mirror once was. A small little duck waddled forth, and that's where we pick up once again. So, party poopers, what would you like to do?
Hello. I kind of like wave at this duck.
Are we meant to eat it?
Oh, sorry.
Don't eat the duck. Well, the duck is probably important. Why would the duck even be here? It's underground. That's not where ducks live.
Maybe the duck solved the puzzle.
The duck did not solve the puzzle.
Are you sure the duck didn't solve the puzzle? How else
The
would
duck probably didn't solve the puzzle.
I mean, is it a real duck or is this some kind of ethereal creature? I've seen a lot of, little fey creatures that had a lot more intelligence than you would expect. Hello, duck. Do you speak our language? It's just a regular duck, I guess.
You notice that the duck is pacing back and forth right at the edge of where the mirror was. It has not yet walked into the threshold past the barrier into the chamber that you're currently in. There does seem to be some dark space behind it. A little bit of light is cascading from behind the duck, but that's essentially it. You just see a duck kind of waddling back and forth, flapping its wings, seemingly confused by what's going on.
Can I peek through the where the mirror was and look?
Yeah, definitely. Go ahead and make a perception check.
Okay.
And while
Oh,
she's
that was
doing
almost so good.
What's that, Zaunder?
Can I poke the duck?
Absolutely, yes. As you reach forward and poke the duck, you take 1 point of damage as the duck sort of and snaps and bites your finger.
That was a 9.
Do we need initiative?
With a 9, you are you have dark vision. I don't think you do, right?
I do not.
You do not have dark vision. Yeah, so it's pretty hard to see in here. There's definitely a lot of space, so you can tell it's a big open area, but it gets pretty dark. One thing that's hitting you though is the smell of like duck shit. It's just everywhere. Like you can smell bird shit just like wafting through in a very intense way.
Right, well, I think the only way out of here is through there, and I don't really want to go in there, so maybe we can climb back up the slide?
Well, you know what it means when there's ducks around, right?
What?
Well,
No.
there's going to be eggs.
No.
And I like eggs.
That's true.
And I'm going to walk in.
Only if it's a girl duck. Do you know if this is a girl or a boy?
Oh,
Wants
it's
to
definitely
check.
a girl.
Are you sure? Hold on a second. I'll ask. Excuse me, Mr. Or Mrs. Just whatever duck you are. Are you a girl or a boy? If you're a girl, quack once, and if you're a boy, quack twice. Hey, you can actually understand me, so you're a very confused duck right now?
Does the duck know how to count? That's the real question.
I think that's the real question here. Yep. It understood it, but has no idea what 1 and 2 means.
I've walked into that room. Behind the mirror.
What do you mean ducks don't know how to count?
Maybe the duck is just being rude.
As you walk through,
Try to keep your ducks in a row, really.
Yeah, there we go. As you walk through the passageway, Matthias, you see opening in front of you a much more intricately carved chamber. This does not have especially what you saw in the level above you that was very raw. This is purposeful stone walls, caverns around you, and you kind of move around the bend, and once again you are hit intensely by the smell of duck shit. It is just like everywhere in what's going on. As you pass by the duck, you feel this kind of flitter of wings, whack, 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 whack. And in the background you hear ding. The duck rightens itself up, whack, 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 and then waddles past you in the other direction, heading towards where that sound of the ding came from.
Is that the way I'm going into the new room?
Seems to be, yeah. So you walk past the duck, and then the duck went right past you, and ignoring you completely, and starts to waddle around the corner into the other part of the chamber, which is dimly lit, but you do see a little bit of light coming around the corner.
I'll turn around to the party and I say, "It must be dinner time," and I'll carry on walking.
Anyone else joining?
Do you guys think that Matthias is going to eat the duck? You just said it was dinner time.
Well, I don't think mouses are carnivorous, are they?
I'm not really quite sure what he is. I don't think he's a mouse, though. He doesn't act like a mouse. I don't know what he is, and he won't tell me. But we should probably catch up because the duck's like half his size, and if Matthias is trying to eat him, the duck might get the better of Matthias. So we should go.
Zaunder looks at his horribly wounded finger and nods.
Oh, it's dangerous. It might take him out before we can get to him. We should probably rescue him. Matthias, wait up.
I'm going to run in as well.
Yes. So you run and catch up, Neriad. Does anybody else follow through?
Yes.
Come on, Gwen. Don't be so slow.
I grab a loose piece of cloth that's hanging, and I'll just tie it up around my mouth, here.
Yeah,
I too will go in.
Perfect. Yes, trying to block out that truly awful stench. By the way, Zaunder, I believe you were the last person to have this, so I'm going to just share with everybody else. But you still have that mirror, just in case you want it for any other reason.
He just holds on to it to be like.
There is a very durable steel-framed mirror that you use to help solve the puzzle. Reflective, durable, seems to have lasted a long time.
The mirror's reflective? What?
Yeah, go figure.
That sounds fake.
Oh my god.
Yeah, there are shards of glass, by the way, on the ground as you guys walk through. So any of you that happen to be bare feet have to be quite careful not to be slit your feet with some shards of glass.
You said it was dark on the other side of this mirror?
It is indeed, yes.
So Finnegan's gonna hold their chest and imbue light, like silver light coming through from their mace.
Fantastic.
Light up.
And by the way, Meena, just to check, did you have Detect Magic up when we left last time? Was it still going?
To ask the same,
10
yeah.
minutes. However long we spent in that room.
How long did we spend solving the puzzle?
About 5 minutes.
So I still have 5 minutes of it.
It's very generous of you.
Yeah, totally, yeah. In game time, it was about 5 minutes. Otherwise, you would be dead. So
I think you've already said the mirror's not magical. So
the steel frame mirror is not magical, no. But the duck is showing a magical
It's
rating.
a magic duck.
Yeah, it's a magic duck. I just wanted to make sure I established that. So I tried to guess who would go through first, and I was correct at Matthias being the first one to go through. So I'm pretty excited about that. But I did think Finn would follow up, so I will switch the order here slightly to try to better reflect that order. All right. As you emerge around the corner, having come through, again, a very foul-smelling chamber, the duck is leading the way. And the duck very promptly is waddling forth, and it sort of kind of bumps into what you see over here is a small crystal protruding out from the ground. It's green and it's shiny and it's kind of stalagmite-esque as it pokes out of the ground itself. After the duck bumps into it, it takes 4 paces forward this way, immediately turns to its right and marches 1 square that way, 1 square this way, forward, 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 all the way up until the corner. Do you guys do anything while it has this strange little movements?
Well, I'm studying how he's walking.
Okay, great. So, Matthias, you would again
I'm
notice that
completely forgetful, but my character is very, very intelligent.
So it went to this square, it turned right, and then it went down to the corner here. At this point, you notice that the room does have... Is this music too loud, by the way?
I can turn it down my end, it's fine.
I've turned it down on my end just because my ears were too loud. Anyway, so the duck gets to the corner, touches another crystal with its beak, kind of whack, 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 and then turns immediately and goes across the room like this. And then you notice it goes up the stairs. It goes up stair number 1, up stair number 2, stops and hops over step number 3, and it goes to step number 4. And
Is
then
someone writing this down?
and then it begins to dig in beneath this item that you see in front of you. And so everyone, let's go ahead and just make a perception check in general as this.
Can I even see it for the room from back here?
I like to think that maybe you kind of all crowded around this way, the way that you would like to be seen.
If Detect Magic is still going, then my little magic coin would still be going.
Magic coin, the one that has light cast on it?
Yeah. Neriad cast light on it.
It's probably been more than 10 minutes for that.
Is that only
coin.
10 minutes as well, light, is it?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
You can also just
But
read
Finnegan
past
is
it. It's a cantrip.
also true.
I can do it anytime you want.
The Finnegan is shining with his little holy light there. What do we get on those perception checks?
9.
23.
23.
17.
Oh, you also got 23.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Battles of the 23.
24.
24. Holy cow, yeah. So I'm going to say that all of you that went over a 20 on your perception check did indeed manage to note the path of the duck really, really specifically that I described, and I can help remind you as that. What you also see, anyone that rolled higher than a 10 notices that this entire cavern, as you sort of peek through around the corner, is filled with these green crystals protruding up from the ground in all these different directions. The floor is marble and has this checkerboard pattern across it, as well as a number of solid statues that seem to be encircling the room. I listed probably 5 or 6 of them here, but it's far more than that. It's probably 24 statues about humanoid height that are all spinning around the room that you see.
Spinning?
Sorry, not spinning. All sort of in an arc. Thank you. In an arc.
Okay.
They're not spinning.
Are the crystals glowing, or do they seem opaque and clear, perhaps, or are they glowing of any kind?
They seem to be opaque and clear, although as Shenanigans gets near them with the light, they you see that prismatic effect sort of shimmering across these crystals.
Ooh.
This room is really cool.
Yeah. It was this way, this way, this way. I can't remember that part there, but then we should be good.
Right. I know where to go, so let's just walk through here then.
Well, how do you know it's trapped? It could just be It's a duck!
I have a feeling that with the duck, we might want to follow what it does.
The duck is magical. Did I forget to mention that?
Really? I was wrong there. It is magical.
No, what kind of magic it is?
It's a magical duck magic.
This magic from Detect Magic you would know is the school of transmutation.
It's a transmuted duck. So
Do I know what that means?
Maybe it wasn't originally a duck.
I'm not a magic
I don't trust it as far as I could throw it.
The important question, though, does it still lay eggs?
How far could you throw it?
probably could
I
throw
don't
it
know.
pretty
Let's
far.
find out. He goes to
I
grab
could
it.
throw it.
So I think Gwen was leading the way, and Zaunder may be charging toward the duck. Can you move your tokens where you'd like to be on the map?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, I'm
The
following
duck touched the
Gwen.
crystals as well. Watch out for you have to touch the crystals as you go by, perhaps.
All right.
I think I moved myself to a part of the path.
Yeah, you would remember
Where
because
is
of your
that- where is
perception
that
check,
duck?
you have to turn here. But that's where the duck did. You can do whatever you want, but the duck turned when it got to that square there. Yeah.
Duck's
And
way
then
at the
here,
south.
right? It was like walking the
It
floor
went
up here.
immediately to its right, and then it went straight down.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So I'll be
I
like,
would be following her right behind her every step.
Yeah, same.
Okay, let's go ahead and do that.
ding, ding.
I can't move my token, so I'm dead, guys. I'm
Ding.
just left there.
Neriad,
Oh, petrified too, huh?
Yeah, I think I touch the crystal as I go past it.
great, yeah. When you touch
'Cause
the
the
crystal, it feels, it feels cool to the touch. Sharper, kind of rougher edges. It feels like very real in terms of the crystal itself. But I'm gonna have Neriad, because you've done it twice now, make a dexterity saving throw.
Okie dokie. Don't worry, guys. I'm not good at these. I got a 7.
7, yeah. Neriad, you feel the floor beneath you kind of shift downward as a pressure plate in the actual ground kind of sinks down. A small little trap springs up across your ankle, and you suffer 3 points of piercing damage, and you are grappled by a not quite a bear trap, but almost like a duck trap. A duck trap. That's very good. It's a particular trap that has crabbed around your ankle, and you are stuck there. And everyone hears this metal kind of, and then Neriad.
Yeah, you hear Neriad yell as well. He definitely goes, "Ah, crap!" and then falls to the ground on his back.
Would you look at that? It is trapped.
Where's Neriad? I'm going to try and help him. Oh, I'm right next to him.
I just want to add that obviously I wasn't joking about not being able to move the token.
Oh, you can't? Oh, that's strange. Why can't you do that? Can you drag a token from your character sheet onto the field? Maybe just because it's new art.
Yeah.
If you go to your character sheet and roll 20, there you go. All right, I'll delete this version of you. Okay, so you're up there.
I was directly behind Gwen.
Yeah, Zaunder, go ahead and make a athletics check to see if you can
do I get anything if I use my crowbar to?
Oh, sure. Yeah, you can take advantage on that using your crowbar. Very nice.
Oh, don't leverage it against my leg. That's the wrong way to do it.
If I notice that obviously he set off a trap, I will excitedly skip over.
Okay. What do you do when you skip over? And what did you roll on your athletics, Zaunder?
19.
I remember the way I come.
Using your crowbar, kind of wedge it between the two, and it's just wide enough for Neriad to pull his ankle out of it. This now bloody, charred, pierced ankle that you have, and as Matthias kind of skips over gleefully.
Gross.
I want to do an investigation check if I can for the other pressure pads, and I just want to see what if I can kind of set one off by testing it. What sort of weight would trigger it?
Okay, great. Go ahead and make an investigation check. Yeah.
I just lay on my back.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Okay.
Whips out a 10 and just starts poking the floor.
As you march around the room, you do not notice any other of these plates as you kind of put your little mouse paw on it and then release away every single square in the room. This takes you probably a good 3 or 4 minutes to do as everything else is happening. You see guys, Matthias in the background kind of pouncing on a square and bouncing back. None of the other plates seem to have any kind of pressure to them. However, at one point when you try to jump on this one in the middle, you bump into something very coarse and hard. And this sort of orangey speckled thing emerges from underneath a pile of rubble and crystal dust. And as you pull it forth, almost as large as you are, almost 2 feet in diameter, is a very large orange egg in the middle of the room.
Do I think it's golden?
With your high intelligence, you don't know. It does not appear to be a golden egg, but it appears to be at least as big as the duck, if not bigger.
I will attempt to pick it up and carry it over.
Okay, very good. You lift up this heavy egg and pull it from the floor and walk over to everyone else. But as that whole thing was happening, Gwen, you do manage to move over towards the duck, and you notice that it's digging beneath one of the statues that's up on a dais in front of everything else. And as it sort of peeks inside this strange piece of cloth on the ground, it pulls out a freshly baked loaf of bread that seems to have emerged from outside of the cloak.
Sus.
I smell it.
Yes, everyone in the room actually can now smell, above all the duck shit that seems to be smelling around you, you smell some freshly baked bread.
I'm struggling carrying it. I'm like, eggy bread for everyone.
Oh man, just for fun, go ahead and let's make an athletics check just to see how easy this is to carry.
Oh shit!
Is it the size of him?
It was a 3 on the dice, but 9 total. Still
9
not
total.
That bad.
Yeah. So as you kind of round the corner, and you forget that there's some steps here as you move forward, and you kind of bump into the steps, and the egg slips from your grasp. At the very last second, you catch it right before it hits the ground. So you're sort of holding it up on the ground with it above you, shouting to everyone else. Meanwhile, the duck whack, 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 takes a few little nibbles of the bread, picks up the rest of it in its beak, hops over that third step again, and begins to waddle over in this direction.
Can I look underneath the statue and see if there's anything else?
Yeah, definitely. It's very easy to tell. I won't even make you roll for it. There is a nice piece of reddish brown fabric, and as you pick it up and shake it out, it's covered in crumbs, like tons and tons of crumbs around this like soft, velvety. When you shake it out, it's a cape.
Is Meena's detect magic still up?
Yeah, let's say that this is like the very end of it. And so Meena, are you getting close to the stairs, or where are you going, Meena?
I'm up here.
Yeah, you would notice that this is indeed a magical cape.
I kind of like, I don't like show it to her, but like I'm like folding it up and I'm just gonna put it in a bag.
Awesome.
Later.
Gwendolyn, do you know who that belongs to?
Belongs to me.
No, it doesn't.
It does now, and
Find us, keep us.
I start following the duck.
Finnegan hasn't moved from the end. Did not remember what steps to take. Has just been standing there watching.
Okay.
Finnegan, what are you doing?
Guarding.
Matthias
Yeah,
is
let's go with that.
Do I?
absolutely
Oh,
shattered. If a mouse could sweat, he'd be sitting there sweating. Sitting there holding this massive egg.
Mm-hmm.
Doing a bench press.
I walk by him, I don't care, and follow the path back to Finnegan so I can get him and bring him back to where the duck went.
All right, fantastic. As you're doing that, the duck is waddling over here. And for the first time, perhaps over all the drama of what's going on, you do hear the faint sound of rushing water, especially any of you that happen to get closer to this corner. And indeed, you see that over in this, what we'll call the northeastern corner of the room, there does seem to be a pool of water. And inside the water is a large fountain, again, another statue spitting out water into it. And all around it is a shimmering blue pool. The duck does something very interesting. Instead of eating the bread, the duck sort of pecks at the bread with its beak, whack, 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 and knocks some crumbs into the water, and then sort of like flutters a bit of its wings and kind of sits patiently at the water. And suddenly, whack, and then grabs into the water and pulls a fish out of it in its beak, whack, 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 and a fish kind of in its mouth, whack, 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 and starts munching on it and like lets it sit on the ground there.
I'm going to be honest, I'm a little freaked out.
You know how I feel about small animals, so can we just get out of this hole, please?
All right.
I don't want to be here.
Lead on.
You don't like small animals. And
No,
you
not at
don't
all.
like large fur bugs. What do you like, Gwendolyn?
I didn't say that I didn't like large fur bugs. I just said that you looked weird.
You said I looked like a cow. And then you made me turn into a cow.
I did not make it turn into a cow.
Your fault. The
Apparently, he
entire
likes
reason
dark
we're
elves
here
too much.
is your fault.
Zaunder,
Mr.
can you help me up? I hurt my leg really badly.
You,
Za-
Neriad, you
Zaunder?
got injured? And I'm gonna run over to Neriad and cast Goodberry and give him one.
You're all being very careless
thank
in this room.
Finnegan is like sweating and just like really pacing back and forth, does not know what to do as everyone just willy-nilly runs
I
around.
grab Finnegan's hand and I'm like, come on.
All right.
Walk in.
All right.
At Matthias, at this point, if you'd like, you can sort of wrestle around and get the egg kind of safely nestled on the ground, leaning up next to the crystal as you realize that maybe you aren't the best person to do this. Anyone else watching the duck notices that once again, it has that fish kind of flopping on the ground next to it, and it crumbles some bread, tosses it in the water, and waits.
As we pass Matthias, can Finnegan lift up this egg with them so it's not crushing them?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so you help hoist this egg up in the air.
There you go.
It is very cool around the edges, and yet when you get to the bottom of the egg, you feel something warm. And
Gross.
feel a little bit of movement inside the egg itself.
I was going to say, when you picked it up, it would have been quite heavy because I was holding on to it still.
I like pick you up and you're off the ground. It's like, let go.
Okay, my liege. I'll let go. Land on my feet.
Right at this moment, once again, the duck whack, whack, and dives its bill into the lake and grabs another fish that seems to be munching on these breadcrumbs. This
going
one,
over.
it will eventually will not eat at all, but it will sort of lay it on the ground next to it and then continues to eat the first fish that it found in the water.
I'm going to go and have a look.
Yeah, I'm crawling down to the steps. If Meena will help me, I will stand up.
Oh, I'm 100% helping you. If
Thank
you
you.
need to pick you up, then she will. Just ask.
You probably like I do the like I lift my arm up and you grab me and pull me a little too hard and I like go off the ground maybe a few inches and then my feet hit the ground again.
Whoa!
Right
Sorry
yourself.
about that. I forget that I'm a lot bigger than you guys are sometimes.
Oh, it's okay. It's been really helpful lately. I mean, you can turn into animals and stuff. It's very impressive.
Oh, thanks.
As the three of you sort of look around the room here, you can sort of take a lay of the land here being in the center. Matthias, you also notice that the fountain and the water that you see, there seems to be a large crack in the wall on the very far northeastern side. You don't know what caused it, but it does seem that like part of this chamber that's been so beautifully stoned in and carved away, it is cracked, and it seems to be allowing water to kind of flow back and forth in the room in a way that the paved walls otherwise were not supposed to be doing.
I will go and check it out.
You want to jump in the water and swim there?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So as the duck munches on this little fish, Matthias takes a leap forward. Are you going to try to land on the fountain? Or you
I
want
want
to
to land on the
water?
fountain, yeah.
All right, make that a acrobatics check.
They just keep going deeper into
Oh,
this
I'm
dungeon.
so close to 30-20, a 12.
They're so
12.
reckless.
That seems okay. It's not that hard. It's only about 5 or 6 feet from the edge there, but you do like balance on the fountain for a second, and then you fall into the fountain, which is water, but not free-flowing water. As you stand up and shake yourself off, the water, actually being a mouse folk, the water kind of comes up to your chest. It's not a particularly deep fountain for anyone except for Matthias, who's like almost swimming a little bit as you wade through the water here. You do see that similar kind of fractured structure that you've seen from the earthquake above ground seems to have impacted this particular strange temple thing that you're standing in, and the walls themselves are caving in, and the water seems to be flowing very steadily, not that fast, but very steadily through the crack in the other direction.
How big is the crack? Is it something that I can slip through, or
Yeah, you think that, basically, especially if you went underwater for a second, you would fit, and the water seems to almost be rolling in that direction as well.
Okay. Well, it's pitch black for me, so
Yeah, the illumination from Finnegan's light source is got most of the room going the way that it should, but yeah, especially once it goes past the fountain, you can't see anything.
So where am I
Back
around
to
here?
the group of people here near the stairs for a second. As you sort of look around the room, there are these crystals protruding in every single direction, some from the ceiling, some from the ground, and a lot of them around that central area where the egg was. You also notice that all of the statues seem to be facing the center where that egg was as well.
These statues, what do they look like? Are they just like dudes chilling like with sunglasses, or are they like have shields against this egg, or
On an initial glance, they kind of seem just like dudes chilling, just kind of like all in a very like sort of interesting pose. But when you get a little bit closer to them and you have your light spell and you kind of shine it in their face, all of the faces are wearing these grotesque, monstrous masks. They look like old demon things that are sort of like snarled. So the rest of the form is humanoid and very normal, except that all of them have this hideous mask on.
Oh, great. Walk over back to where Matthias got the egg. Put that boy right back where it belongs.
Okay, all right. You replace the egg right back there towards the center.
Let's not touch the egg.
I think I would like to press my face against one of the crystals and
Sure.
see if I can see if there's anything in the crystals or investigate them further, I suppose.
Yeah, as you sort of peek
Those
through
are
the
the
crystal
kind of
itself, it let's say make a nature check.
Alrighty.
What do your old man eyes see?
Well, I rolled a 15.
15. From all that you have studied of the weirdness of nature in your time, Neriad, you would think that these are pretty natural outcroppings. You are not. I don't want to give anything too much away with the 15, but you know that there are certain creatures that really bedazzle their environment with precious gemstones and like the crystalline figure, and you don't quite remember what those creatures are, but they certainly this seems to be some sort of putting the egg together and the crystals together, some sort of nest.
Like, would you say like a layer of some kind?
A layer of some kind would not be the worst idea there. Finnegan, as you turn back around and sort of walk away from the center there and you look up the stairs, there is a statue that's a bit larger than the others on this dais. And next to it are those two symbols you saw on the, you saw one symbol, but there are two of them on the wall behind the statue, that same kind of strange looking arc.
Finnegan will walk up the steps.
Okay.
1, 2... Was it the last one or the third one?
You have to jump the third one.
Oh, okay. Great.
I
genuinely forgot.
Yeah, make an acrobatics check just because you were like mid-step not knowing what to do.
I'm real good at acrobatics check.
Okay.
That is a 5.
5. Oh,
That's
no.
real good.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
So while you're walking up steps 1, 2, you hear Neriad go, jump the third one, and you think, what? As your leg has extended a little.
That can't be right.
And you feel a thread kind of go pop and sort of snap forth. And you hesitate and you wait for a moment.
Can I like look up at an invisible camera? Just like, I knew it. I'll be waiting.
The record scratches. How do we get back into this one again? But nothing seems to happen as this string snaps.
It's going to trigger something right next to me, isn't it?
Great. Oh, continue walking up the steps.
All right. As you get toward the top of the stairs, you do see this figure on top. It has one of those grotesque masks on, as well as like weird claw hands and a set of wings behind it.
I guess I'm more interested in the statues than the symbols at the moment.
Okay.
Do I recognize any iconography off of them, or any figures from religion associated with these things?
Any figures from? Yeah, go ahead and make a religion check.
See if there's any gods or worse demons. That's really good. That is a 19.
19. The statue itself, from what you can tell, seems to be very ritualistically placed, as all of these statues do. From your religious studies, you would certainly recognize that nothing here is happenstance. It all seems to echo a very purposeful thing. And I will say, as you sort of examine the statue and look around it, your eye is caught by these two symbols because there is an inscription under each of the symbols.
Oh, well, what's the inscription?
The first inscription that you see on the right, I will reveal to everyone. Only in her eyes can we be immortal.
Eyes of the duck?
I don't think ducks have eyes, actually.
What?
What's the next story?
You move over to the next inscription, and you see another one of those symbols, although ignore what I put on there because that's just for flavor. The next inscription says, life is a disease with no cure.
This is a very emo duck.
I know. Darkness.
There are many.
Great. These guys, some really great literature over here.
And as you say that and turn around, that statue is no longer immobile. It has now turned itself forward, bringing its arms up, its wings flapping, and I need everyone to roll initiative.
Oh, God damn it.
I'm sorry.
Jeez.
Finnegan, the statue's moving.
I didn't want to be here.
All right, everyone just call out your numbers because I still haven't gotten roll 20 to do initiative yet.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
So anyone get 20 to 25? Nope.
Sam did.
I got a 22.
Sam with a 22. Very good. Neriad with a 22. All right. Anyone 15 to 20?
Yep, I got 17.
With Matthias with the 17. All right. Anyone with a 10 to 15?
I got 14.
Finnegan. Finnegan got 14.
Finnegan with a 14. Zaunder?
With a 14 as well.
The 14 as well. I'm thinking Zaunder has the higher dex.
Mm-hmm.
Guessing here, so we'll let Zaunder go first. Okay. And then what did you get, Meena?
I got a 4.
Meena with the rockin' 4. And Gwen?
I got a 5.
Gwen
The natural
rockin'
1.
My first roll with Beyond 20. Not great, guys.
It's a natural 1.
That's-
You left that part out.
That
Okay. That thing got a...
That thing. Oh no.
Okay.
Put that thing back where it came
thing.
from.
Oh,
Put that thing back where it came
Thing
from, or
is
so
the-
help me. So help me.
The irony of it all is that Finnegan was playing safe, stayed there, and he's the one that's got into shit.
He knew he was going to knock that trap down. He just
The
knew
rest
it.
of us are charging around like lunatics, picking up everything that we can.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'd be very meticulous.
Rolling eggs around the trap room, just willy nilly.
Oh,
almost
that's the
broke it.
wrong
Looking for
music
the exit.
load.
Oh,
Okay.
Shut up.
Is this the right one? Just technical thing, trying to figure out the music here. No, that's not it. I'm just going with the default skirmish music again. Sorry for everyone that's heard this already, because I can't figure out what was supposed to go there. Okay.
This is on my Spotify.
So, Finnegan, you feel the cold claws of this stone, enormous, monstrous creature scrape across your chest. Almost a crit. I'm guessing a 23 hits.
Yeah, definitely hits.
23. Okay, you suffer. Only 3 points of damage as the claws from this beast rip across your chest as it pulls back, whips its wings together, and darts into the crowd of statues, trying to hide. All right, anyone who has a passive perception lower than 13, you're going to have to make a check to see if you can find the creature.
As he leaves, can I make an attack of opportunity on him?
It is, since it has flight, goes up above you, and you are unable to make your attack of opportunity.
Stupid wings.
Unfortunately, yes.
We're lower than what?
Lower than 13.
Okay.
All right. So just remember that on your turn. Tell me if your passive perception is too low. But now we go to the top of the initiative order, and Neriad, seeing this creature come alive, what do you do?
All right, so Neriad will track it. He's got a passive of 14, so he like sees it move, and I think I'll just extend my hand and attempt to just hit it with a firebolt as it goes past.
Oh, absolutely. So Neriad, you track it down, and you notice that the creature has popped up right there.
Okay, that's a lot.
Oh,
Then I was imagining.
that's not as great as I imagined.
All right, 20.
20 to hit. Yep. So
Absolutely hits, and this creature sets a flame.
kind of like exists for a second between the creature and I. Yeah, and it takes 7 fire damage.
7 fire damage. It has taken. And because you were able to successfully hit it with a spell, everyone no longer has to perceive where it is. You track Neriad's firebolt as it smacks into the creature, licking flames up around it, and suffering 7 damage. All right. Anything else on your turn, Neriad?
I think I'm going to run behind this crystal and duck.
Okay, fantastic. Yep. You do manage to get, we're going to call that half cover behind that crystal if it's necessary there. Matthias, your turn.
I obviously has its facing the other way. I will try to sneak up. I can only move half speed at sneak, I'm assuming.
Okay.
So I can, so 5. Obviously, I'm balancing on here, so this is going to be difficult terrain for me. Yeah, unless I can.
I think that's fair.
Unless I can jump off of it using acrobatics.
Sure. I would call that a bonus action, as like, well, no, I'll call it part of your movement. Make that acrobatics check for me.
Oh, 16 on the dice. That is 22.
You make the leap much more gracefully as you fall down on the floor, just jumping over the duck who is still feasting on its fish, seemingly unaware of what's going on around it. All right, what would you like to do with your action?
I will move to, so that's 15, 20, and then bonus action hide.
Okay, so 20 to hits. Roll damage.
Oh no! I haven't done that. I mean, that's 20 movement.
Oh, you're gonna hide first. Sorry, you're gonna try to duck behind a crystal to hide first with 20. Very good. You think that you're pretty well hidden?
So my hide stealth is shit. It's only a 12.
A 12 to hide.
Unfortunately, misses. And so as you try
12
to,
stealth.
oh my gosh, I thought we were on the hide check still. What did you roll the 20 for?
That's 20 foot of
that
movement.
was Neriad.
Okay, my fault. Yes. Okay. So 12 for stealth. You seem to think that you're stealth, but we're not quite sure. Now you can make your attack.
Okay. I will throw a dart.
Okay.
17 on a dice. So
nice.
We're gonna see if this is fleshy or
23.
23 hits. Yeah, roll damage.
Do I get sneak attack? I'm guessing not.
Let me check its passive perception. Actually, yes, you beat it. It's got 11 passive perception. So,
it's got a lot of wisdom.
On it.
So that would be classed as a 3. So that'd be 7. So that'd be 9 damage.
9 damage. As you reach back and chuck the dart towards it, it's sailing right toward the creature's back of the head. You think it's a true strike, and it chips away and falls off. It seemed to have pierced it for just a second, but you didn't get that satisfying kind of into skin. It does seem to have chipped off the stone creature.
Okay.
All right. Let's see. Anything else on your turn?
No, I've only got 5 more foot of movement. So nope, I'm staying where I am behind that statue.
Behind that crystal. Sounds great.
Crystal.
Zaunder, you're up.
Okay. Quick question. Have we taken anything like a short rest since we fought those slime creatures?
Absolutely not.
No.
Excellent. Love it. All right.
Having a good time.
This is called chain pulling, everybody.
Chain pulling. Here we go.
I will take my crossbow and I will shoot it at the thing.
Okay. Make an attack roll.
All right. That is, let's see. That is, I believe, an 11.
11. More than 11 or just 11? 11 unfortunately misses. And so you pull back your crossbow, you fire at the creature, and it bounces off of its stony feet and does not quite strike the creature true.
Yeah.
Anything else on your turn, Zaunder?
Yeah, I'm going to move away from it.
Very good.
Hopefully not into a trap. Yeah, let's do right there.
Okay. Are you on top of something there or not? I can't quite tell. You're on top of Gwen, yeah, so you can't occupy the same space as her.
Actually, he can.
Oh, that's right. You're halfling. I always keep forgetting that. All right, yeah, absolutely. You're
I'm
on
just
top
gonna
of Gwen. That's
underneath
the
you.
first time that happened.
Oh, goddamn.
Oh, shut up. No.
Any
The
bonus
question
actions?
is, do I let him occupy the same space?
Consensual occupation of the same space. Any other bonus actions or anything, Zaunder?
Nope.
All right, Finnegan, you're up.
Oh. Ow! It rings out from where Finnegan is. This is within range. So Finnegan, very quickly, I think it'd be cool if like they pluck something out of thin air and it's like this silvery hammer or like a very small hammer, and then from their other hand, this like gong shape appears, and it looks like the moon with like craters in it, and with the hammer just gong and the toll the dead.
Bang,
It's like-
bang, Finnegan silver hammer came down.
So it's a wisdom of, it has to be 13. Zach?
Did we lose him?
No, I was talking to the creature, not Zach.
He's definitely frozen.
Oh
Oh no!
no! Hello, darkness, my old friend.
So guys, by the rules, I'm DM now?
What?
Well, I'm
Why
technically
did
still there, so
Sounds about right to me.
Well, because I was first one in the...
no.
no,
Fake
Sam. Sam is.
Oh,
We have to have
Lee, shut up!
it should have been me.
Yeah.
Who
It's
made the
gonna be
rules?
May.
It
There are no
been
rules
me.
here. It's all anarchy.
Bear with us, guys. But did we mention about the awesome giveaway that we're doing?
What?
There's a
Yeah,
giveaway.
Zach
Yeah,
mentioned
if
it.
we hit 1,000
Why don't you-
followers, we're giving
What?
away a player's handbook,
What?
a set of
A whole
dice.
book?
Yeah, a
What?
whole book. set of dice and a dice bag.
Ooh, a
So-
bag.
Can I enter into this giveaway?
Well, you're already following, but anyone can enter. All we need to do is get to 1,000 followers. Once we hit 1,000 followers, then anyone can enter. It's open to people that aren't following, people that are following, subscribers, mods, players, whatever. I don't care who it is.
Lee, did I hear that
Everyone.
correctly? You're giving away a duck as well in the giveaway? Is that what you?
Duck. Can the duck DM the game?
Is that what you said?
I can hear it. I can hear it in the background. You've got it there.
Yeah, a duck that lays golden eggs.
What?
I don't,
They don't
I've
do
got a
that.
golden
They don't do that.
that sounds fake.
So guys, this is obviously not a duck egg.
How do we?
Wait, it's not.
That duck's far too small for that size.
Wait, he didn't hear me told the
Actually-
dead.
Matthias is it? Okay, is it Matthias? Is it what is? How do you say your name?
Matthias.
Matthias. Okay,
Yeah.
because everyone was saying it differently last session.
Matthias.
I was saying it wrong.
I was just thinking, if that duck did lay that egg, no wonder the duck's pissed off.
He looks pretty chill. He's just feeding the fish.
There's no giveaway yet, James.
I'm just telling them what they need to do to enter.
Oh, yeah. Well, spread the word. Get your friends in here.
Confused him. You've confused RPD. How
Yeah.
dare you?
Get your,
What can
get
I
your
say?
friends in
Also,
here.
hi, buddy.
Get your friends in here. Get
There
them to
we
follow.
go. Alright.
Spread the
So
word. Blah, blah, blah.
You gonna be able to hop back in?
Yeah.
So he
Since I'm
didn't hear
watching.
me told the
Oh.
dead.
I'm
What
the
is
DM,
a
guys, now.
is there a better thing I should do besides toll the dead?
I don't know. The wisdom save is good.
Okay,
Nope,
cool.
He's taking damage, so Toll the Dead's a good
That's what I figured because he has an 11 perception. That's a +1.
Can
So
we like make a cover of Maxwell's Silver Hammer, but instead make it Finnegan's Silver Hammer?
What is that? What is Max?
It's a Beatles song.
Oh,
Maxwell's Silver Hammer.
I thought it was a spell.
No.
Meanwhile, I screwed up and shortchanged my own attack bonus.
What?
Oh,
Classic Zaunder.
Unfortunate.
what an amateur.
Get together. Bang, bang, Max. I hope we're
Good job.
entertaining.
I know I promised I was gonna lick the statue, chat, but it's moving around and trying to eat us now. I don't think it's gonna be possible. I'll lick its
Well,
body.
there's other statues.
What? Wait, why are you licking? No. Grendy, stop spreading false
Right,
information.
everyone, cameras off.
Hey!
Anyways, I think this is.
Got him.
I got some
Right,
kind of
Sam on.
How dare you?
Finnegan. Gwen, Meena. Oh, look, see? We said, look. How pro was that?
Wow.
That's everything
Wow.
all
And we're
weird
back
again.
in.
Okay.
Now everything's
And,
all weird. What the-
Restart my whole computer, so I'm trying. Give me just 1 second to pull up Roll20 once again.
Well,
We didn't
So,
do
we killed the
anything
statue.
bad while you were gone.
Yeah, so Zach, we ended up.
I did. I killed someone.
Sam ran the dungeon for you. We
Okay,
already beat
okay.
it. We
Wow.
figured the duck
Oh,
was
we're all
the
ducks
was the
now.
key.
We're all ducks now, though.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate.
found the last trap in the room, which was a turn everyone into a duck trap. Caught
That's
me.
my favorite one.
and no duck was given.
No ducks are
Okay, all
given.
right. I'm back in Roll20. Let me see if I can pull up the note that I had with everyone's. Aha! It saved itself. Okay, what the hell happened before I crashed?
When
gone.
did you crash?
I
It was
crashed
Finnegan's turn.
on Finnegan's turn. You would pull. You're trying to snatch something out of the air.
Oh, great! I get to describe it again.
Yeah, show us again. What happened?
So Finnegan plucks something out of thin air, and it's like a silver hammer that sort of materializes and holds out their other hand in sort of like a fist.
Uh-huh.
And from it, like a gong appears, and it looks like the moon with like craters and stuff. And with a loud like gong, I'm gonna toll the dead on it.
Toll the Dead. How nice. Go ahead and
It's a wisdom 13 that it has to pass.
13.
Oh, we've already rolled it for you and you failed.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I rolled a
I love it when
15
that
on the dice, so.
Oh, sorry, I meant DC 27.
Yeah, well, you got it with that, but it still takes no damage. Actually, Toll the Dead's half damage, yes or not?
That's no damage.
I think it's no damage. It's a cantrip, so it's no damage.
Yeah, it's no damage.
Oh, yes, that is a beautiful gong, but this creature seems to just not care as it, everything's bouncing off of it and nothing's hitting it properly.
Oh shit! Throw both the gong and the hammer, and they just like disappear into the air.
Uh-huh.
So is it called
I guess-
Toll Dead or Toast the Bread?
Very good.
I'm gonna sit here.
Okay.
This seems like a good spot.
Indeed. The creature's turn will spin around, and seeing that firebolt come from you, Neriad, it will charge toward you, flapping its wings higher than the entire room, and it will make 2 attacks on you.
Oh no, guys!
The first one is an 18 on the dice with its claws.
If anyone's interested in joining the group as our new wizard, just let me know.
I cast
Take from me.
I cast shield as a reaction using my last level.
Yep. So as it slashes through, you see
Good choice.
Yeah, you see the last little glint of its claws in the air, and boom, it bounces off an arcane shield in front of
Now,
you.
the cool thing about storm sorcerers is that when they cast a level 1 spell, they can move 10 feet without incurring an attack of opportunity. So I
Okay.
move 10 feet back to the back of the wall.
Let me
Make him
see.
chase me.
Yeah, I think it's going to. Yep, it sees you back against the wall.
Yeah.
It kind of takes
Look at
that.
me.
It's like almost knocks you backwards, but it didn't deal any damage.
Yep.
And it will finish off its next attack by trying to bite you. That is 11 on the dice, 15 to hit. Shield keeps blocking it. Lasts for the entire round, and so
Yes.
you are just. What does your shield look like?
It is just this. So my normal mage armor sort of is a close bands of electricity that stay close to my body. But shield just makes those same bands just extend further around me. So they sort of flash outwards for a second and then come back in.
Ooh, that's nice, and that's exactly what happens. It clawed at you, it bounced off. It tried to bite, it bounced off, and it sort of. But unfortunately,
Backfire demon.
it can't use the rest of its movement because it got so close to you. It will simply keep you pinned in the corner, and no one will have to make any perception checks, as it will not try to hide, being not among the statues. Gwen, your turn.
Well, I can't get to the fucking.
I made it go too far. I apologize.
I was barely there before, and now it's just so shit.
Just curse at it.
Quickly look at the duck to see what the duck's doing. Is he there?
The duck is munching on some fish. There
He
is
doesn't care.
again,
He just, like,
interestingly, next to it is a fish that it's not touching. It's just like letting the fish kind of flop and die to the right of it, but it is fully
because he's a sadist.
fully eating this first fish that it caught.
Right. Okay. So I guess I will move. Where can I get to? Here. I can get to here. So
You're
I'll
so
move there.
short.
I'm aware. And actually here, because that's the same amount of distance. And I will throw a dagger at a bitch.
Nice. Make an attack roll.
Nice. I'll just kind of like lean around the fucking crystal thing. And ooh, that's super gonna hit. I think it's a 24. Yeah.
Misses. Just kidding. It hits. All right. Roll damage.
I almost cried.
That was terrifying.
That would have been awful. I would have been like, we gotta get the fuck out of here. So that's 2 plus 4 is 6, and Neriad's technically engaged with it, right?
That's correct. Yes. That's although does it have to be a melee attack to sneak it? No, of course not.
No,
Never mind. Just kidding.
And so that is an additional 4. So 10 damage.
10 damage. And you watch this dagger, you fling it at the creature, and it does sort of scrape across it very heartily, but it does still ricochet off, not dealing nearly as much damage as you had once hoped. The creature's stone skin seems to be protecting it.
Ooh.
All right. Anything else, Gwen?
No. That's it.
Meena, you're up.
All right, so I'm gonna take my quarterstaff and raise it up to the sky and cast Shillelagh on it.
Nice.
So it's going to have like a silver light encompass it, and stars and moons are going to like circle around the quarterstaff.
Ooh, okay.
And I'm gonna move here, and I'm gonna attempt to smack it.
Yeah, go right for it. Make a melee attack.
Bad dragon thing.
14.
14 just misses, and so
No.
magically imbued shillelagh, you pull back and you crack at the creature, but it just like dunk bounces off this wooden stone and seems unable to pierce the tough hide of the creature in front of you. Anything else?
Nope.
All right, Neriad, your turn.
All right, so Neriad facing this creature, it's snarling in his face. He's backed against the wall as close as he can, and he just draws this sigil in the air and casts Blade Ward on himself and just says,
do your worst, creature.
And then that's the end of his turn.
All right, the creature will sort of like sniff at you. And as it will indeed try to do its worst. Matthias, you're up.
No. Dude, I should have said do less than, like, just try a little bit, but not your best.
Yep, too bad. You already said it. Matthias, you're up.
You didn't think I would listen.
15, 20. I'll move 20 to there. Throw a dart. Can I throw a dart at it from there? Yeah.
Yeah, that's within range.
And like I get sneak. Yeah, cool. It's cocked. Well, that doesn't matter because that was shite. That'll be a 9, and then I
9. Yeah.
Move another 5 foot and hide.
Okay.
For fuck, my rolls are shite tonight. But still a 15 though.
15. Yeah, you feel that you may have ducked behind this statue successfully, thankfully, to your small stature. All right. Anything else, Matthias?
No, that's me done.
Zaunder, you're up again.
Nice. All right. Zaunder feels embarrassed about whiffing the last shot. He looks around to make sure there weren't any girls watching before he...
We were all watching.
There were at least 2 girls watching.
Well,
Two
then
girls,
he
one
hopes they're
duck.
watching this, because this time he's going to...
2 girls, 1 duck.
2 girls, 1 duck.
That's
Dear Lord.
awful.
All right,
That
Zaunder, what's your melee or what's your ranged attack?
25.
Yeah.
This time you knock that crossbow bolt, take severe aim. It's not moving nearly as much, and you clip it right underneath its wing. Roll damage.
All right. That is 13 damage.
13. Wow, nice.
Something hits.
Yeah, the arrow does sink true and hits one of the leathery sort of flaps of this creature's otherwise stone body, but it still doesn't quite do as much damage and seems to damage it as much as you wanted as the creature sort of reels up and turns around, snores at you. Snorts. That's what I meant to say. Doesn't go to sleep. That's dumb.
Oh, rude.
Anything else, Zaunder?
You know what? I'm gonna try and like move a little bit closer.
Okay. Move on in.
Gargoyle takes a small power nap.
Yes, as the gargoyle snores its way. My snores are kind of lethal. Finnegan, you're up.
Great. Looking at this thing down, I guess, because I'm elevated, yeah?
Yes, you are. The creature comes to your height, though. So though you are on the ground, probably, let's see, that would be about 3 feet off the ground. The creature stands at a height of about 6.5 to 7 feet tall. So you are right at eye line with it.
Even more terrifying than I
Still
imagined.
taller than you.
Yeah, still a little bit taller.
I'm on a step stool and it's not working. Cool. Finnegan grabs hold of their sternum area and holds it up to the ceiling and closes it into a fist and brings it down. And from it, some like a spotlight, but of like a moon glow. It's soft. Comes down on Meena, Gwen, and Neriad. Because they're the only ones within range, and all 3 of you are blessed.
Nice.
Ooh.
All right, so we got some awesome blessings around. I will put a little blue dot on everyone that is blessed. Anything else on your turn, Neriad?
I'm gonna sidestep to this way.
Okay, yep, you start to move a little bit away from the creature. It does not have quite enough reach to hit you there.
I'm glad it didn't. Okay. And
What's the dice on that bless?
It's what D4.
1d4, yeah.
Thank you.
Can't for some reason click. There we go. Now I can click near.
After that, sidestepping, you got it, guys. Gotta hide behind. That's
You're
it.
a coward.
Man, we got some cowards in this campaign. I love it. It's amazing. All right.
I have no spell slots.
The mouse is the bravest amongst us.
Seeing your arcane sigil, let's see if this creature recognizes that you're protected. It does not, so it's going to make its 2 attacks again at you, Neriad. First one is a 16 on the dice, so that'd be a 20 to hit.
Oh, yes, it definitely hits me.
Good.
That's the claw attack. And this creature's claw attack is 1d6. Only a 1 on the die. 3 piercing damage, reduced to half because of your blade ward.
Does that go to 1 or 2?
That rounds down, so it always goes to 1. 1 piercing damage, and then it will also sort of seeing that it's kind of tore through the shields that you had last time. It feels a little more confident, rears back and bites you, or tries to. That is only a 2 on the dice, though, so I'm guessing a 6 misses.
Yes, thankfully.
So how do you dodge that attack?
That one, I probably just do this, and the blade ward does the work for me. So
Nice.
his claws come in, and it's like molasses. It slows him down to the point where he can't grasp any further. Like an opposing magnet. Like
Okay. In doing this, now it's decided that it can't hurt you well enough. So it is going to it raises itself up to the ceiling with its wings. So unfortunately, no opportunity attacks, and it will fly in some direction away, and it's going to try to hide as a statue again. It will be very hard to see. Anyone whose passive perception is under 20 is going to get disadvantage in their next attack.
Gross.
All right. Yeah. I homebrewed that just a smidge. Okay. Let's see here. The creature's gonna be here now. Okay. It is now Gwen's turn.
Wait. Oh, was that because that was Finnegan's turn? I thought that was Sam's turn for some reason, and I was like, I'm super not next.
That was the creature's turn.
that was me attempting to be smooshed.
I look around. Where's that bitch at?
Make a perception check.
Bless.
With bless. Mm-hmm.
Nice. I love it when that happens. Great. So that is fucking what are numbers? 12 plus 4 is 16 plus what is my perception? 21.
21. You do beat it, and you see that the creature is right here.
Sorry, where'd you ping?
Right there.
Where is it?
I still
I'm
didn't.
not seeing a
You're not seeing my ping? Oh, it's because I'm on the GM layer. Okay.
Each second that passes, I get more and more scared.
Flirting a little bit. The creature is here.
Oh Christ. Okay.
It's far away. Whew.
Can I can make it here. Is that within range of him? I have no idea.
All right, let me bring him to the layer, and we'll actually look at it here because he does take up 2 squares. You are still, unfortunately, too far away.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Fucking melee.
Halfling short little legs.
Can I try kicking off or something?
Absolutely, yeah. Go ahead and give me an acrobatics check to see how well you can hop around off these crystals on the ground.
All right, let's use this die, shall we? Acrobatics check is... Ooh, okay, wait, no, I'm a halfling. It's fine. I rolled a natural 1.
Okay,
but...
okay.
Hold on. Okay, so that's a 14 plus... Bless applies to this, right?
Yes, it does. Another check, yeah.
Right, okay, so that's 17 plus what is my thing? Acrobatics. That's another 21.
Another 21. You, with grace that only a small, sexy halfling could have, you leap off this little small crystal and even kind of bounce off the egg for a second, which you worry is going to crack. But this thing is really sturdy, and you use it and kick off it with great length and manage to swipe it in the air. You're not going to be able to get 2 attacks on it, but you do get the 1 attack.
All right.
Just in time.
Cool. So yeah, so can I bounce and kind of flip and come down and go?
Hell yeah. All right. Give me that attack roll.
I hope I make it in. That is...
Bless.
Right. It's a... What, fuck, I'm just attacking with my... my rapier's longer, so I'd probably use that. And that's a plus 6 plus 4, 15, 21 again.
21, and another also 21 hits.
Seems sus.
You use that landing spray down, and you just rip down the front of the creature.
Okay, and that's fucking math is hard. That is 3 plus. There's nothing engaged with it, so I don't have sneak attack. So it's just 7.
7.
That was the inside of your mind is all the time.
100%. As cool as this looks, as you all see this halfling bound and fly, kick off an egg, and strike downward, your rapier sparks as it reaches across this stone, and little like electrical jolts fly around it. It's a really cool move, but it still didn't deal nearly as much damage as you had hoped.
Whatever, I still land all cool with the sword out to the side, and I kind of just look up at it.
Yeah, nice. And you are just like a
nice one,
little dot compared to this giant thing.
You're literally half its size.
Yes. Meena, it is your turn.
All right, so I can easily get there. Cool.
Look at you, Miss Long Legs.
Yeah, run on up.
Yo,
there.
I'm 7.5 feet tall, so I don't want to hear about any of that.
All right.
I'm taking my staff, and because I'm actually taller than this here gargoyle, I'm gonna smack it on its head. I'm gonna like baseball swing it.
Nice. Make an attack roll.
Remember to follow through.
Yeah, right. Well, if we're considering bless and everything, that's 26.
Wow. Yeah. Cold cock it. It's so shocked by this little halfling that flew through the air at it. It's distracted for a second, and then, like one of those old Flintstones cartoons or Tom and Jerry, it's like bung. This little lump appears of stone at the top of its head. Roll damage.
13.
13. Jesus, Shillelagh. Is that a magical weapon? Is it considered magical?
It is a magical weapon now.
Oh, and yes, this really cold cocks it as this monster just goes and it feels rung its bell, just like Finnegan tried to do, but unsuccessfully earlier.
But its head did not pop off of its body yet.
Okay. Let's see. Neriad. Have you got anything else, Meena?
Not at this point.
All right, Neriad, you're up.
Okay, so I've lost track of where this creature is, but I see where all my teammates are, and they're fighting it at this point. I'm going to 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. I'm going to join. I'm going to join my friend Finnegan here on the steps because he's my light source.
Okay. Yep. Very good.
And I'm going to just do firebolt again. So motion in the air and hold my hand out, and a spark appears.
Yeah, absolutely. Make your attack roll.
Firebolt 24 to hit.
Hits. Yeah. Now you guys are finally rolling. 5 fire damage, you said?
5 fire. Yep.
All right, this creature's looking a little hurt, finally. And finally, you seem to have chipped away. Parts of the stone visage is cracking apart as it's snarling and growling. And it's feeling pretty upset. Anything else, Neriad?
Nope, that would be turn.
Matthias, your go.
So I'm currently stealthed, and you can only move half move at stealth, yeah?
If you want to maintain stealth, I think that's fair. Sure, yeah.
I don't know if that's like 5th edition.
I mean, I think it's sort of up to my rule. So I will say yes. You don't have to hide again if you move at half speed.
I moved to 15 now, as it's a bit hard to do 12.5 feet.
Mm-hmm.
And I will throw a dart.
And that dart is sneaking up on it, so get that advantage on the attack.
Advantage, okay, cool. You forget, for fuck's sake, a 2 and 11, but the 11's got hit with a 17, maybe?
That hits, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. The little mousy boy.
And sneak attack damage will apply.
Oh, fucking hell, snake eyes. So
never
that's
mind.
5,
It's gonna be good.
It's only 6 damage, snake eyes. So it's probably 1 damage.
I heard you say 36 damage. What did you say?
That's what I heard too, but I think you said it's only 6.
6 damage,
6
okay.
damage.
Yeah, so...
I rolled snake eyes.
Though it's sort of starting to flame up around it and has a big lump on its head, this dart still bounces off the creature's chest and falls to the ground. It took a little chunk and chipped the stone a little bit, but didn't get that full impact that you're looking for.
Okay, obviously I become a thing there. I will move... Can I hide there? I'm still behind the thing.
Yeah, I think you can duck behind that statue and try to hide. Mm-hmm.
Oh, at least that's good. 25 hide.
25. All right. So you feel that you have almost like, but underneath the legs of this humanoid grotesque thing, you duck and hide down there and feel very well hidden. Zaunder, you're up.
All right. Let's see. Zaunder is going to fire again, obviously.
Okay.
He's a one-trick pony right now.
Do it again.
That's going to be a 14.
14, unfortunately, just misses.
As it embeds itself in maybe like a piece of crystal or something, he feels irritation. He goes over to. No, let's see, how far can he? Yeah, he's gonna go. He's gonna get as close as he can. And shout to Meena. Listen, could I, for a moment, perch on your shoulders for a better vantage point to fire from?
Of course you can. Come on over.
I don't appreciate how happy you are about that.
It's terrifying creature staring you down, and you're being the most polite conversation we've had in the old campaign so far. Oh my god. All right, anything else, Zaunder?
That's all.
All right, Finnegan, you're up.
Great. Finnegan will place a hand on Neriad's shoulder and say, "Cover your ears." I pull the silver mallet and silver gong again, and boom! I'm trying to toll the dead again. That's really all I can do.
All right, you give a toll the dead there.
Wisdom 13.
Wisdom 17 on the dice. It is just
it's because they don't have ears. I'm stupid.
Yeah. The creature's ears are just like these weird little slits in the side of it. You think, maybe you can't hear me. Unfortunately, dead.
Great.
Fails.
So, will it count as my perception to see what else is up here besides these runes, or is that it?
Go ahead and make an investigation check.
I'm just curious if there's maybe like a lever where it says "shut gargoyle off" or something.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Perception. It's 20.
Investigation.
Dirty. Investigation. That might be worse. Oh, no, it's 20 still.
Okay. As you turn around and sort of like try to see what the panel is, you touch the panel and it slides upwards. And in this panel is a little shelf where you see a small bottle of potion as well as a fine ruby necklace.
Grab him, Vinny, grab him.
You've used your action this turn, so you might have to swoop up kind of within the action of next turn. You are
that's fine. I'm fine with just finding them.
Yeah, able to see this little vial and this little ruby necklace. Very good. Okay. By the way, I didn't share this with everybody yet, but that is something that you have seen already. Okay. It is now the creature's turn. And the creature will, seeing you, Meena, just cold clock it, and then seeing the halfling in front of it, it's going to go one attack each. The first one here on Meena with its claw. 18 on the dice plus 5 is a 23 to hit.
Yeah, I think that hits.
Yeah, not too bad. 4 plus 2 is 6 piercing damage as this claw rakes across your furbolg body, and this deep gashes slash across your chest as it pierces through your armor.
That really hurts.
And then it reels around and takes a big bite at you, Gwen. That is 2 on the dice, 7 to hit. As it tries to bend over, its like stony body just isn't as nimble as it used to be, and it sort of like starts to crumble, and it can't reach.
Gargoyle's like, I'm getting too old for this shit.
Yeah, getting too old for this shit. It says in Danny Glover's voice. And then it's going to try. Yeah, it's going to fly up, so you don't get your opportunity attack, and they're going to attempt to hide once again. Let's see how good this is. It is so terrible. Everyone can see this as it moves. It thinks it's being sneaky, and it's just.
Wait, does it leave a fucking? Oh, it flies up though, so it doesn't.
Yeah, but we can play it that way. You almost see like a trail of stony ash kind of following it, floating down, and as it tries to stay immovable in the corner, you can still see it kind of like grinning and looking back and forth. Very clearly like more chipped and hurt than the other statues around it. Thinks it's being a sneaky boy. It's not. Gwen, it's your turn.
He's so far away. God damn it.
Do you have any darts?
Everything's far away from us.
I have literally nothing that is at a range.
You can hit from there. 25 feet to there. It
it
occupies the square as well. So it's a 2x3. You can hit the wing.
I kind of like roll my eyes and I have a question.
Yes.
In terms of action economy for drawing and storing weapons.
Yeah.
Do you consider like swapping out a weapon like a free action or just showing it? Like, it depends on if you go buy the book or like what Mike Merles has said. So like, I want to know.
I tend to think as long as you can justify for me that the weapon was readied and on your person, I'm fine with it. We can sort of talk about weapon sets and stuff as you level up more, but I think it's more fun to say that, yeah.
I want to swap it. I just want to shove my rapier back in and grab out my short sword.
Yeah, absolutely. So you tuck in one, pull out the other.
As I'm running.
As you're running towards this this creature right past Zaunder, who's trying to hop up on Meena's shoulder now.
I'm very exasperated also. I'm just kind of like, what the fuck is this? Just like, it keeps running away from me.
Good, make your attack.
And I kind of like slide in almost. At the end and like try and like slice at its legs.
Very cool.
And that is a
plus.
Good, because it might not have hit. Okay, that's a fuck me. It probably still won't hit. What is my plus 6? So that's a 13.
Unfortunately, as cool as this is, sort of thing where the baseball player slides to the bag, but you slide a little bit too far, and you just sort of like you're going for the wing, and you go right beneath it as you slide a little too far underneath the creature.
Oh, I'm underneath it? Great.
Yeah, you're underneath its wing as it sort of like notices that you've noticed it and turns around and looks at you and growls.
All right, well, can I try and like twist its ankle?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's my bonus action unarmed strike.
I love it. All right.
Give it a rug burn.
Just like, fuck you. Oh, that's a natural 20.
Ooh, critical action. You just, in frustration, you just like
this motherfucker.
Smash its toe with your fist, and it reels in pain and starts hopping a bit.
So that's that 3 plus no one's engaged with it, so 7 damage.
7 damage, and it's looking super hurt as it sort of like you see the entire part of its foot crumble and break apart as you smack it down.
Nice.
But it is not yet done. All right. It is now Meena's turn.
If I get to here, I can hit it, right?
Yes, you can. It's occupying this square. That's correct.
All right, so I'm gonna run here, stop, have Zaunder hop on.
Yeah, let's I'll make Zaunder roll for it because it's a little more for him than anybody else. So
come on, Zaunder, hop on.
What am I rolling?
We'll have you do it on your turn, but it would be athletics.
Okay, that's fine.
So
Not acrobatics?
It's fine. If you want to do it like a circus person, I think acrobatics is fine. Yeah.
Just do a flip. Do a flip onto her shoulder.
He wants to do a
Please, faceplant. Please.
And Meena, go ahead and make your shillelagh attack.
All right.
Plus.
Oh God. Plus.
Hashtag blessed.
The 3 plus 16.
16 hits. Yes.
And 9.
9 damage, and with the magical shillelagh and Zaunder riding across your back in his acrobatic leap, you take this massive swing. How does it die?
It dies, but I guess it doesn't matter. As a side note,
I would just like to point out that I have killed so many things.
That you absolutely have.
Wait, I want to know how many did. Not that this matters because it's not going to change anything, but I actually forgot to double my damage.
Oh, double your damage for the die. It would have still not been dead. It would have been very close, but it wouldn't have been. But now it's super dead, Meena. So how do you finish it off?
So I choke up on the quarterstaff and I just swing and I just knock its head all the way back next to Neriad.
Next to Neriad. And so this poor
oh my god,
that I'm sure everyone knows now is a gargoyle, sort of like and slam its head as it and rumbles and falls on the steps.
So this gargoyle is being fought in the darkness, and I'm like squinting into the darkness, barely see it, and then all of a sudden this head flies at me, and I kind of just dive out of the way.
That's correct.
Can I do the flip onto her shoulders?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Right.
In fact, I think it's part of the move.
All right. Oh wait, let me try that again. I fell off.
What?
Let's see. That's gonna be.
What, you fell off or the dice fell off?
No, it's actually 17. It's a 17.
17.
Yeah.
DC
So
20.
it was so cool. As
Right.
you attack, you're ready to sort of finish it off with your crossbow. You leap off a crystal, land across her shoulders, and aim down and fire into the now severed head as the crossbow
Oh yeah.
splits the creature in half, and all of it rumbles and crumbles to the ground to give it a little extra. Make sure it's dead.
Whoa.
Christ.
That's what you get for picking a fight with the great Zaunder Drevain.
However, the event is not over, as the little duck finally, for the first time, hears the crumbling of as the statue crumbles to the ground. All of the crystals in the room begin to have a soft green glow that begins to intensify, and now they flare up and start to spew out bits and pieces of gas as the room begins to fill with this smoky, kind of goopy, gaseous kind of feeling. All of you start to grasp your throats. It becomes very, very difficult to breathe.
How heavy is this gas?
How heavy is it?
Yes, how heavy is the gas?
How much time until it reaches
physics
her
question?
head?
I mean, this is a question of like, am I and like Zaunder and I, are we going to be better than the mouse and the halflings that are like super
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yes. Because of the way the crystals in the room are, some of the crystals are on the ceiling, some from the floor. So this little bubbling of gas begins to trickle around the room, and it seems to be covering just about everything.
Oh boy.
What do you do?
And I hold my breath.
Awesome. Yep.
Finnegan grabs that necklace and that potion thing. I say like, "Don't be trapped! Don't be trapped! Don't be trapped!" Grab it and put it in my like satchel, and turn.
I'm like, grab the egg.
No!
I've got a way out. I've got a way out. And I run towards where the fountain is.
At this point, the duck does indeed. It jumps in the water and starts to waddle and wade its way around the fountain, having trouble breathing itself.
Finnegan's gonna hop down these steps, just clear them if possible.
Yeah. In one fell swoop, you make a big leap down the stairs, land right there. What's everyone else doing?
I'm gonna shove 3 good berries in my mouth.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm gonna
Piggy.
figure out how far this way I can go.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna
keep up
go
with Finnegan.
all the way.
All the
Come on,
way
Zaunder.
forward. Yeah.
Oh, all the way.
Zaunder right on your shoulders. So, to be clear, we're leaving the egg.
Oh, come on, now we're getting the egg.
Just want to know. Just want to know.
It's gonna turn us into demons!
Decisions are hard.
I have my shit tied up around my face. I'm booking it out of here.
You're booking it out of here. All right. Everyone makes a mad dash for the water and leaps into the cold, cool water with feeling like the small little creature swimming around you. This does seem to be a live, active river. As you find the gas has sort of starts to penetrate the entire room. Can everyone make a Constitution saving throw?
I am going to hold my breath and run back and try to pick up the egg while
Oh my
It's not a
god.
chicken egg. It looks green.
You die.
Bad idea.
All right. Matthias, I'm going to have you make your con check with disadvantage, but you do
we
make
still have
it.
bless?
Less lasts for
A minute.
concentration, but it's only
Concentration for a minute. Yeah. So it's still on. Yeah.
because of the disadvantage. I rolled a natural
21.
Yikes.
Okay. Anyone get under a 14?
twice.
me.
Oh no.
Okay. You are
Halflings are
considered,
not doing well.
you are considered poisoned.
Oh,
I encourage you to look up the conditions for poison. Anyone that got underneath a 14. Matthias, run back to the middle where the egg was. You reach forward and pick it up. One more athletics check.
If you didn't know, on D&D Beyond, you can add the condition poisoned.
You sure can.
Athletics.
And everyone can.
Athletics. Say athletics or acrobatics. I can't remember what you
Yes.
said.
Athletics to pick up the egg.
Oh, we'll do
If
that.
anybody in the chat is curious as well,
Natural
about our
15, so
character
15.
stats, our sheet.
15. You do manage to loft it up, hoist it on your shoulder, this thing that's as big as you, and you waddle your way, almost like the duck moving back towards the water, and jump in. I need one more Constitution saving throw, as you are a little bit behind everyone else.
With
As
disadvantage.
this river's current starts to pull you forward. This one can be just a regular con check.
Natural 19, so 20.
Very good.
Wait,
So you do not
check or
suffer
saving throw? You said
saving throw, and he does not take any more poison and does manage to hoist the large egg with him as you jump into the water carrying this egg with you. And that is where we're going to take a little break here. So, and the party flees the poisonous gas chamber of this small little strange temple.
Wait, what happens if we fail the second check?
Only Matthias had to make the second.
Oh, okay, cool, great.
Yes, yeah. So, who's poisoned right now?
Finnegan.
The
Finnegan
halfling,
is
and I guess
poisoned. And
Matthias.
Gwen is poisoned.
All the small people.
All the little
Small people.
All people.
Short people got no reason to live. All right, so we are floating down the river in this little cavern, and that's where we'll be when we come back. So please come back in 10 minutes. Thank you for all the follows. Thank you for all the love and chat. We're having a good time here on Party Foul. See you in 10 minutes.
Yay.
Bye.
Welcome back, party people. We are excited to give you the second half of tonight's episode of Party Foul. Thank you again for all the love. And as a fun little announcement here, we are having a mid-session level up, which I don't know happens very often on D&D streams. I've not seen it. But everyone, through successfully murdering that foul little gargoyle protector, has hit level 3.
Yeah.
And so as all of you wade in this cold water around you, you feel this comfort as you lock arms with each other and you're floating down the current. It feels as if your muscles and your minds are all congealed, as if you're meant to be here with each other. And in this warming feeling,
I touched no one.
okay, and in this warming feeling that everyone but Gwen has, all of you see the potential of your future and unlock your next level. Except for Gwen, she can stay level 2 because she's
Great.
Sourpuss. Okay, and I will bring you on to this place. As you float through the narrow passage, the cold shadows of the cave around you, a somehow strange comfort, seeing the smokes of cloudy poisonous gas, following this little duck friend that floats in the water ahead of you. My first question is, are any of you wearing heavy armor? Don't think you are. Looks like
Does scale mail count?
Scale mail gets close. I'm not going to give you disadvantage on your athletics checks, but using and helping each other, if you are helping each other, all of you make an athletics check with advantage, but you're going to just get a straight roll, any of you wearing scale mail.
Okay.
I think Neriad has one hand at least above his head holding his satchel full of ingredients and papers.
Fantastic. Very good.
Meena's got a nat 20 over here. So, and is Zaunder still on my shoulders?
Of course he is.
Yes, Zaunder is trying to hold on to you. No, I think that he's...
Matthias noticing that Neriad's arms out of the water holding his thing, he would be like gripping onto his arm as well.
Like the bottom, like my forearm. I'm like,
Get off me. Oh, you can stay there, I suppose. Just try not to get the books wet.
Holding this aloft, floating. The current is pulling you with some haste. Maybe you're going, naturally speaking, with just keeping yourself afloat, something like 5 feet per second, maybe a little under 5 feet per second. It is not like a tempestuous kind of pull, but the water is flowing outward, away from the particular fountain that you jumped in. And the duck is just like having a good time. But you do notice that every now and then, just like it was bumping into crystals before, the duck kind of bumps into a wall. And it sort of corrects itself as it floats down the river, bumps into another wall, and keeps floating ahead of you.
Finnegan got a 4 on that athletics check.
Got a 4 on athletics check. Anyone else get under a 10?
Did you say advantage or disadvantage? Can't remember.
It's advantage for everyone not wearing scale mail, and then if Gwen is not holding on to anyone, she doesn't get advantage either.
6 and a 16.
I'm not holding on to anyone.
Okay.
I
So
did
16.
roll a 10, I think. +1? Yes.
Okay. Anyone under a 10?
Nope.
Just me.
Just Finnegan. All right, Finnegan. Though you're kicking and pulling and trying to grab onto everybody else to help you forward, this armor that you feel is weighing you down, and you seem unable to keep yourself afloat. You all start to notice Finnegan sinking beneath you. Your feet don't quite touch the bottom. You don't know how deep it's going, but Finnegan, your arm is now the only thing sticking out of the water.
Shit. I turn around.
How far away is Finnegan?
Finnegan is right next to you, right next to Gwen, right next to Zaunder.
I'm going to reach down and just grab him and
Okay.
yank him up.
Uh-huh.
I too reach down to
Yes, the two of you together pull really hard and do get Finnegan afloat. Not yet. Nice gasp of breath as you floating forward, but all of you will get both of you will get disadvantage on your next athletics check as you move forward. The duck is actually swimming with the current and going a little faster than everyone else.
Come on, guys. We can't die in a river after we've killed so many amazing creatures.
The first thing that you notice is that the path gets pretty darn narrow right through here. You might have to submerge yourself in water or try to navigate through it. I'll let you explain to me as each of you come to this super narrow, maybe like 8 inches wide kind of passage through. How do you pass?
8 inches wide?
Yeah, only about this wide as you go through.
Oh, just walk through it, swim through it.
Very good. All right, doesn't bother Matthias.
Well, I can't at the moment. I'm holding on to Neriad. I'm sitting on Neriad's head.
I guess I turn sideways and attempt to shimmy through it, keeping my mouth and my book.
Do you still have the egg? Do you still have the egg?
Oh, I've still got the egg, yeah.
How big? You said it was bigger than Matthias?
Thankfully, as the egg is in the water, for whatever reason, as heavy as it
buoyant?
It's buoyant, yes. It seems to be coming along right next to Matthias. He can kind of keep a hand on it and keep it steady. In fact, your mage hand, which suddenly seems to be doing what you want it to do, Matthias, floats and puts his hand on the egg and starts to balance it as it's kind of wading through the water.
I was thinking, like in the circus when you see people like on the barrels or the logs and they're walking on the logs. He's probably doing that.
Okay,
His mage hand's got him by the collar and holding him up.
That's fantastic. I love that. So the egg is sort of like spinning forward and whipping up some waves as Matthias barrel rolls through the actual thing.
Scrambled egg.
It's Neriad. You're going to try to go sideways through this little crack here. Let's make a dexterity saving throw for you.
I got to keep my books above water, so this is, I think, the only way I can do this. Dex save, huh? That's a 6.
6. Oh, wow. Yeah, your head scratches up against the sides of this thing, and you take a huge gash across your cheek. You do manage to stay afloat and just make it through, but as your body is pulled, you suffer 3 points of slashing damage as you are cut across and get a big gash across your face as you pull through. But you do make it. All right, Matthias, I think you're still more than 8 inches wide if you're doing your kickstand thing. So how do you navigate this particular corner?
Are we... Oh, sorry.
He's going to use his, his feet, to direct the egg one way and then obviously the other way and try and guide it through.
Okay, yep. We'll call that an acrobatics, I think.
So are we still poisoned?
Yeah, me and James and Lee all have disadvantage on this shit anyway.
Oh, very good. Yes, please keep up with your poison checks. Disadvantage. Those are
all ability checks and attacks.
Wow. So, poor poisoned Matthias, make a acrobatics check at disadvantage.
That's a 13 and a 17, so 19.
19. With the adeptness that other mouse folk in the circus once had, you find an innate ability to kind of right when the egg's going to hit it, you sort of bounce off and it sinks underneath the water for just a second. You claw your way through and then land back on the egg and keep paddling forward.
Come on, guys.
And make it right through. Why are there 2 Matthias? Strange. Okay. Let's go with Gwen. You'll be the next one to make it through.
There was 2 because I couldn't control the one that was on there.
Okay, well, as much as I try, I can't give you a magical token. Gwen, you're up.
I can now.
I guess I'm still holding on to Finnegan, although we're supposed to go under this, so I'll just kind of be like, I'll see you on the other side, right? And kind of go under and swim through.
Actually, she's gone.
Yeah, are you holding him or are you just letting go, going beneath it?
I was just gonna go.
Okay, so you let go. You will have disadvantage still because of the poison, so go ahead and make an athletics check as you try to swim beneath this.
Athletics is not my forte. Oh no. That's a 7.
A 7. Gwen, as you go beneath this particular crack, you feel your foot catch on something beneath. There is some ground beneath you, but your foot is caught on a root, and you are suddenly unable to get past it. And it's becoming harder and harder to breathe. We're going to go to Zaunder next.
Okay.
Well, Zaunder's on my back, so I'm bracing up against the crack.
Oh, okay, great. Yep.
Zaunder, what do you want to do?
So there's no way Meena can go again through the crack, right?
If it's 8 inches wide, absolutely not.
Yeah.
I am 7.5 feet tall.
It's about as wide as my head.
Let's see. What are the other ways around?
You could go beneath it, or you could try to wedge your way through it without your massive sized head. Up to you.
Oh.
Zaunder, you might need to get off of me to get through the hole.
But how will you get through?
I don't know. We'll figure it out, but it's more important that you get through, you and Finnegan. I've still got Finnegan on my arm, too.
Oh, very nice. Yep, Finnegan. Let's say Neriad and Matthias make a perception check.
Okie dokie.
And Zaunder, you start explaining to me how you want to navigate this.
All right.
15.
18.
Both of you notice that Gwen went down, but Gwen has not come back up.
Oh, we might have lost one. Forget the egg. Go under and see if they're there.
I tell my mage hand to go and grab her.
Okay, Mage Hand lets go of you and tries to go beneath the water. Zaunder, what are you doing?
Zaunder is going to jump off, I guess, and try and take Finn with him.
Okay, yeah. So grabbing onto Finn, latching on, both of you sink beneath the surface. Right as the mage hand dips through, and it sort of weirdly, this weird mage hand kind of looks but doesn't really see very much. And it just starts tugging on your arm, Gwen, and you're pulling against these roots. Just as you feel 2 other bodily forms like mash up against you and are shoving against you as well. So I'm going to let you... So you have disadvantage because of the poison, but now since they're all pulling against you, we can go to a straight roll on your next athletics check.
Okay.
Assisting.
9.
9 total?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
It's better.
Yeah, you are trying, and it feels
Not
like
doing so on. I'm like, I'm getting kicked.
part of this root or whatever's grabbing you is starting to pull out of the earth, but it's still kind of wedged in there. And as you guys kind of come under, you're stuck. You can't get past. What you see now is Gwen, and as you start shoving forward, she seems to be caught on a particular kind of root.
Can I just duck and try and pull my foot out?
Yeah. Let's go to Meena for a second. We'll see what happens. Meena, you see them both go underneath, but they don't emerge from the other side. What do you do?
Oh, God. I'm going to grab my quarterstaff and kind of hold it in front of me just in case I need to smack my way through as I go under, and I'm going to dive beneath the surface of the water.
Okay.
To try to see if I can get through the crack underneath the water.
Can you not shapeshift into a fish or something? Or
Well, first of all, I don't have any more wild shapes because someone made me turn into a cow. And
no one made me turn into a cow.
I don't have a swim speed until level 4.
Literally, the cow is going to be the death of everyone. That's amazing. All right, so Meena, you using your quarterstaff and trying to hack away, you see this just big lump of bodies beneath the surface. Seeing in the lead, you see Gwen's hair kind of floating forward as Gwen's struggling. Gwen, you suffer 3 points of, we'll call that bludgeoning damage as you are starting
kicking me.
You're beginning to drown.
I can hold my breath for a minute. I have a Constitution modifier +1.
Yeah, but I think that you weren't ready for this, and so some of the water is caught in your lungs a little bit. So
Okay.
And you're poisoned.
That's fine.
And you're poisoned.
Right.
So you
I'm
didn't
the
get
only one who hasn't attempted to assist yet.
And you got mage arm poking you.
Say again, Sam?
I apologize. Yeah, I'm the only one who hasn't attempted to help yet. I've just sort of yelled to Matthias to help. Can I attempt to duck under and see them, and then maybe just grab the obstruction and pull on it?
Yeah, as you're sort of prying yourself against this cave wall, trying to hold yourself up, you duck your head beneath, and it's really hard to see, but there are these gray blobs in front of you. You reach out and grab and make a yank, make an athletics check.
Oh, good. I'm really good at athletics, guys. It's my it's the best skill I have. I got an 8. So I grab her head, and I'm just I pull, and I probably just slip off, maybe twist her neck a little bit.
Oh my We're gonna die from a crack.
He's gonna be a TPK by.
You're holding the mage hand. The mage hand's holding Gwen. It's
yeah. So everyone now is beneath the water. We're gonna go back to let's see. We're gonna go back to Matthias now. You have any other thoughts, Matthias?
Well,
you're the only one above the water.
I'm going to tell my mage hand to go down to where she could be caught on the root or something. And
In order to do that, you have to look under the water. You're still on the egg.
okay.
Right?
Well, I will hold on to the egg and literally, like
Okay.
when you hold on to it and just roll backwards so you can see underneath. I'll hold my breath and look, and then try and
like one of those
telepathically tell the.
You're holding onto the pool noodle, and you sort of like let it wrap you around.
Exactly that.
And you see again these gray blobs, and your mage hand just like pulling, but unable to do it. Having new control over the mage hand, feeling this inspiration that you felt, it dives forward, grabs the root, and rips it up. And for the first time, Gwen, you are free, and you sort of claw your way to the surface and gasp as you emerge from the water.
And when she does that, the mage hand comes up and pats her on the back, and tries to like get the water out.
Helps you cough out the poison in the water in front of you. Let's have, since you were underneath the water a little longer than you should have been, Finn and Zaunder make a Constitution saving throw.
Disadvantage for me.
Is this fun?
It's fun. I'm having a fun time.
Great. First roll was hot garbage. Second roll, cold garbage. So
Okay.
that's a 7.
A 7 total. Yeah, poor
Having a bad time.
Though you were used to holding your breath really well, this poison seems to have caught you off guard, and you take a big gulp of seawater as it fiery burns in your chest. You suffer
Salt water or fresh water?
Oh, good question. It seems fresh, so you are refreshed by the taste of the water that you had.
Delicious.
Does that count as
My
a
God,
short
the
rest?
research that I did about water systems for this particular scene is like insane. So it's fresh. A gulp of fresh water would be relieving if you weren't trying to hold your breath, and you feel this pain in your lungs, suffering 3 points of bludgeoning damage.
Just swallow it, and then you'll have air in your mouth again. That's
Yeah, that's how that works.
Zaunder, what would you get?
A sugar-ish 15.
15, yeah. So Zaunder, you with your elfish constitution are just like, this is no match for you. And finally pushing your way through the crack, you emerge from the other side, seeing Gwen coughing and spitting as Matthias and Neriad both kind of pop up as well. Finn, you emerge and it hurts and painful, coughing. You feel, the duck is now kind of floated quite a bit ahead of everybody, and we'll sort of stack you all like this. And Meena, as the last to go, how do you make it through the crack?
How wide is the crack underneath the water?
Underneath the water, it has a purchase of a couple feet, so you're able to land yourself and pull through, but I'll need an athletics check.
All right. Oh, no.
My books are soaked now.
I'm stuck, guys. That's a 4.
Or the furbulk body. And so, yeah, unfortunately, the roots caught one of you. The purchase of the craggy rocks themselves caught you, and you guys wait for Meena to come up, but she is not coming up.
The mage hand will do a face palm if it could have a face.
As soon as Finnegan doesn't notice Meena coming down, Finn's gonna go down and try to help her.
Okay,
So will
Finn,
the mage hand. Yeah.
as much as you can. Finn and Zaunder, both of you reach down and start pulling, and I won't make you make a roll since you're both helping. Meena, you do wedge through, but as you do, it scrapes up your face and your side, just like happened to Neriad. You suffer 4 points of slashing damage as your body is ripped by the cave walls as you pull through this water. And this otherwise crystal blue fresh water does have clunks of blood in it from poor Neriad's scarred face and Meena's scarred flesh. But finally, the dreaded crack has been defeated.
Do we level up? We beat the boss.
Yes, you did. With the water still flowing in a particular kind of easy current through this chasm. This is amazing. Through this chasm, you all sort of brace yourselves against the wall and see your duck friend floating forward. But as you do, everyone please make a perception check.
With disadvantage for us poisoned people.
Poison boys got disadvantage.
Hey, that's so pretty
6,
fucking good.
10.
10, I heard 16.
21.
Mine was
21.
Yeah, mine was
That's
a
a 5.
not 16.
Sounds like we had a people over 15. So those of you underneath 15, you're just so like torn by what just happened getting through this damn crack through the thing. But a few of you look up, and probably 15 to 20 feet above you, you do see some lights flickering as the top of a section of the wall of the cave seems to open up slightly. And as you wedge yourself against the back wall and push yourself a little bit higher, you can actually see a little bit of what seems to be a dark form and maybe a wooden structure, but you can't quite see more details because it's so high up above you.
How dark is this river run?
The river itself is very dark, but there are some lights flickering up above you on this little precipice.
Okay. Is it possible for Finn to cast lights just on their armor just so they become a giant glow stick?
Absolutely. And so, Finn, yes, you are now a beam of light cascading beneath you into the water and shining above. And as that light sort of shines around, you get a better picture that this looks like a wooden structure with a giant lump on top of it. But that's about all you can make out since it's so far above you.
Who cares?
Yep. Fuck that.
There might be something on top there. Watch out as we go by. Maybe we should be a little more quiet.
Oh, okay. I'll look at obviously what Finn's just cast, and I'll pull out my coin, which is no longer glowing. Look disappointed, and he'll be like, "Oh, okay," and he'll make that glow. Give it to the mage hand until the mage hand to hold it.
Okay.
And he will. So obviously I didn't notice this before because my perception was below that. So I will look up, and can I see anything?
For light is an hour, as a side note, not 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, really?
I thought it was higher, but
It's an hour.
So do I see anything moving up there?
You do indeed see that there is some movement from the big lump that seems to be atop the wooden structure. And everyone sort of floats another 5 feet as this sort of round of action has occurred. And Matthias, thanks to your mage hand bringing a light forward, the movement that's above you becomes a little more clear in its outline. What you can see, anyone that's stopping to pay attention, some of you may not be, but those of you that are stopping to pay attention, you do indeed see a massive greenish brown body laying in what seems to be a large bed. It has a massive great axe attached to the side of the bed. And go ahead and make anyone interested can make another perception check now that the place is lit better.
Can I make a stealth check, Dungeon Master? Or just
Absolutely, you can make a stealth
check.
With disadvantage, it was a 10.
I'll make a stealth check. Sure.
Okay.
Or not stealth check, perception.
For my perception.
What was the perception? 23. Meena, you notice that this giant creature, as you sort of peer around the corner, appears to be giant in every single kind of way. A humanoid form with huge arms, huge legs, and 2 heads atop itself.
Oh, no.
And with a 23, you notice that these 2 heads are kissing each other as they lay.
You guys.
Like a lovely,
passionate kiss between the 2 heads of this giant.
Let's get the fuck out of here.
We're in a private moment right now, you guys. We should probably.
What sort of private moment?
Masturbation?
What are they doing?
They're sucking on each other's faces and
What is?
I've seen a couple people do stuff like this, but not many, and I don't think we should be watching, so we should probably leave now.
Gwendolyn just fucking starts laughing her ass off as she just to follow the duck.
As you follow the duck down and your laugh echoes through the chamber, the 2 creatures, the creatures kissing itself
probably
in the bed, stops, looks up, and it looks
run.
If a giant could blush, both of the faces turn incredibly pink and red as all of you continue to float down the river, the giant dumbstruck looking at you, wondering what's happening and seeing.
If you chase us, I'll tell your other head.
Can Finn I'll be on my back floating with my light glowing and just my staring at them as I slowly float by.
Floating by in the distance, all of you see it.
I'm sorry, giant friend. I wish you luck in your baby making.
I'll be just
what
waving.
language do you say? What language do you say that in, Meena?
Don't say that. That's disgusting.
I say it in giant.
In giant, very good.
Okay, I don't know giant, so never mind.
All of you sort of hear Meena start rumbling back and forth toward the giant, and the giant sort
She's
of
drowning.
Looks back. The 2 heads look at each other, and they look back to Meena, and you hear, which to you, Meena, means, please don't tell anyone.
Don't worry.
Do we have blackmail information against?
Oh my god!
prank, please?
I'm not making eye contact with
Where
these.
the duck is.
Oh, Matthias is totally making eye contact. He's like walking on this egg floating in the thing. And he's just waving at him, and so is the mage hand.
The mage hand and Matthias wave up at this creature, and Meena, do you respond?
Don't worry, I won't tell anybody. I don't really know anybody to tell, but I won't tell anybody. I promise.
All right, make either a persuasion or deception check based on whether that's true.
16.
16. Okay. The creature sort of looks at you for a second, looks back at itself, and it sort of grabs its axe. It pulls it up as if it's going to strike. It pulls it axe to its chest and signals to you to continue onward. Drops the axe back down.
I definitely thought that you said grabs its ass, and I was like, wow, you just keep going.
We reached the 10-minute smut section of Party Foul.
Grabs its axe, pulls it to its chest and a signal to you, says, "Odebu," and which means in giant, thanks. It's a tough culture for us. It lays back in the bed and continues to kiss itself as you all walk down the room.
You can guarantee, every week, guys, you get your D&D smut.
It's quality content. Every week.
Oh my god. Okay.
Oh my god.
Oh man. Was there anyone that was not looking at the giant, by the way? I'm curious.
I saw it, and then the first thing, it was like there's a weird big lump, and I just kept fucking swimming.
All right. Make a let's do a perception check. Anyone that was not looking at this giant kissing itself.
I'm sweaty.
Yeah, I
sweat.
purposely looked
One,
the other way.
what?
Anyone that wasn't looking at the giants. Okay.
Oh shit! I should have re-rolled that initiative order earlier because I rolled a nat 1. I totally forgot.
Well,
16,
you weren't so lucky that time.
Fine. Fucking.
God.
You roll perception?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay. 21.
21.
I can't,
13.
I can't stop looking at him.
Gwen, you don't really notice anything except for maybe that the water, it seems to flow in a slightly different direction once you come around this particular little crag here, sticking out of the water itself. But Zaunder, you do see that the water is flowing in another direction here, and you see a glint of something shiny kind of butting up against the side of this crag, floating in the water right about here.
Compose yourself.
I'm gonna. I'll swim closer to it.
You swim closer to it. This is an incredibly narrow passage once again, so you're going to have to dip beneath the water. I'll need an athletics check.
All right. Let's see what I got. This is where I screw up and die. That's a 10.
A 10. So as you dip beneath the water, you see a body eaten by fish, moldy, crumbly, and that body is sort of beating up against the side of the cave wall here with its arm sort of extended higher. And you notice that little glint that you were seeing was a ring on the finger of this floating kind of weird seaweedy, corpsey dead body that's floating there. As you push toward it and try to get near it, there is an incredibly strong suction that starts to pull you towards this particular side here, and you are clamped up next to the dead body being pulled and sucked beneath.
I wonder how this person died.
That's weird, right?
They probably told someone about what they saw.
Yeah. So Finnegan and Meena, you saw Zaunder dip beneath the water. I don't think you said anything. Did you say anything before you went, Zaunder?
No, I just wanted to check it out.
Just checked it out, and Zaunder is being sucked up. Or it's not emerged yet. You don't know whatever's happened to him, but it's been a few seconds, and Zaunder is being pulled away. And
Can I try and grab the ring?
Absolutely, yeah. That's actually pretty free. So you sort of reach up as you're next to the body, and you like grab up for the ring. And as you try to grab it, the whole finger just kind of falls off in a lumpy little bush in your hand. But you do have.
That's nice. That's.
Awesome. I'll look to Meena and say, I gotta go check up on him. I'm not sure you'll fit. As I'm gonna try and maneuver my way to that crack.
Wait. Grab my staff first, please. I don't want to lose you both.
What? Oh, that. Grab on.
Right.
All right, push everybody else forward a little bit. Meena is here. Zaunder is somewhere beneath, and Finnegan dips down. So you would have disadvantage because of both your scale mail and poison, but since you're getting help from Meena, you can do a straight roll.
A straight roll?
Yep, athletics.
So Matthias is obviously going down this river, walking backwards on this egg. So when I get to the other exit, would I see on this other entrance? Yeah.
You mean toward the end of it there?
Yeah. So, obviously, I'm walking backwards, waving at the giants.
Yeah.
So when I get to here, could I notice that on the right?
Yeah. You just see that there is this other weird kind of direction of the water, but that's about all you see right now.
What was I rolling to help?
Athletics.
16.
You reach forward as you peer beneath the water and see Zaunder reaching up and clutching this thing, but seemingly unable to pull himself away from it. You grab onto Zaunder's vest and pull, and with the help of Meena, pulling yourself against it, Zaunder, you come back up on the other side and be saved. Ring clutched in tow. And that's the moment you notice this weird little suction thing, Matthias. That's what you see happening is Zaunder completely soaking wet, clutching a zombie finger.
It'll just look around through the gap and still be doing this, like waving.
And from your vantage point, Matthias, even though you're small, you have the best view of these heads just going at it.
He's just never seen this before, so
I had the bed together. The duck is making its way through. Gwen, are you following? What's the order of folks here?
I'm just going. I just want to get out of this fucking water, please.
Very good. All right, so all of you sort of push forward. Let's make one last athletics check just to make sure the last part of the swim here doesn't go.
Finn's going last.
Okay.
One last athletics.
So physical activity. So mine would be acrobatics.
Yes.
7 is the lowest, which will be +6.
Sorry, you said athletics again?
13.
Yes, for the swimming.
Anyone
lower than a 10?
No.
Well, okay.
I'm lower than a 10.
Lower than a 10? Okay, cool. I'm a 12.
Yeah.
13.
So
9.
9. So anyone that rolled lower than a 10, you've been straining and trying to tread water and hold yourselves up for so long, you do take a point of exhaustion.
Fuck me.
Not lower than.
Okay, nothing
10.
changes.
Things are going great for old Finnegan.
Yeah, the poison exhaustion combos is kind of the same thing, so it doesn't hurt too badly. But you do sort of lose your muscles are beginning to really hurt this treading of water the last few minutes. You're not as in shape as you thought you were. Maybe you need to go to the gym.
This is damn armor.
I don't like swimming.
But finally, this pool of water comes to a slight little rapid section, and all of you now no longer on the map, so we can bring everybody off the map. You see the rapids kind of pick up, and the water start to move a little bit faster. It gets a little deeper at this point, and you hear the rumbling of water around you as it sort of peaks itself towards a waterfall. You don't know how far it's going to fall, but you're all being dragged towards it, and as much as you struggle, as much as you try to get past the water itself, the dragging of the water's pulling you towards it, and all of you almost simultaneously fall across the edge of the waterfall. But thankfully, it's about a 10-foot drop, and you splash into the cushy, mostly still water of a crystalline lake.
We're all gonna die! Oh.
Guys, that was a lot of fun.
Fun, yeah.
I was fine. I didn't need any help.
I have some berries if anybody wants some berries. I've got about 6 of them left.
Matthias obviously is coughing as he goes and still obviously on this egg.
Yeah. The egg does follow you down the rapid waterfall, sort of like submerges for a second, and then with grace of an incredible circus artist that you could have had a career in if you had really stuck with it, the egg sinks and then you pop right back on it and kind of use it as a buoy, floating in this mostly still beautiful little surrounded lake. Around
Is there a shoreline?
There is, not too far away from the
I
edge.
get the fuck out of this water.
Yeah, you crawl to the shore and pull yourself up on it. It doesn't even take much to get there, and you lay drenched, soaking wet from this adventure, breathing hard, wondering what the hell you just saw, what the hell you've been through, as you take in the surrounding room.
Shall we go back?
I flop on the shore.
Yeah, I think I also do the same thing.
How deep was the lake?
If you dive down and try to get into the lake itself, you hit the ground probably after about 10 or 12 feet. It's not too deep.
Okay.
That's deep for me.
Zaunder actually did okay with all those con saves. He's probably just walking out.
Yeah, very nice.
Trying very hard to flex on people.
Yeah.
I just glare at him as he fucking walks on. I'm just like,
that just makes him
laying on the
smirk.
fucking ground.
So as everyone sort of finds the way to the surface, some of you feeling more invigorated, some tired, some wondering what the hell you just went through. You take in the room around you, and you see the waterfall that you came from, this beautiful little crystal lake. If I can change the music in a second, I will. Let's do this one. And the sound of nature starts to creep through. And for the first time in the last maybe hour or 2 hours, however long you've been down this dungeon, since you first went down and met the Oblexes, probably about an hour, you feel that the surrounding world around you is not so different than what you're used to. It feels calm. It feels far less intense than what you've just been through. As you peer around the room, you notice that there are these pipes that sort of scoop into the lake and seem to be towering up probably about 15 feet before they arc sideways into the cave wall that's around them.
Oh, those aren't natural. We need to have a rest, everybody. Let's just settle down for a moment. No delving into any more dungeons until we just kind of take a breather and take a relaxing moment.
And I'm just gonna sit on the ground, just on my butt.
If the rest of you have to rest, then I guess I could wait on you.
Where's the duck at this point?
The duck has, kind of gracefully used its wings to go through the waterfall, and it's sort of like sitting. It's found the edge of the lake, and it's kind of just like sort of, and it's like looking around, but not moving very much. It's kind of just listening and trying to understand where it is.
I start taking off my armor. It takes me 5 minutes. Very quick, just undoing a buckle, and it falls to the ground. And I lie down on my back and just rest. No words spoken.
I get up again, also no words spoken, and I put my back against the cavern wall and just kind of sit and lie back and close my eyes. But I'm kind of like the whole time. It's like a little bit of like a eye open the whole time.
Thayer's just looking around for anything that you can make a fire out of, so we can cook this egg, so we can feed everyone.
Okay. Unfortunately, there doesn't seem to be any wood in this. It is very much just a lake, as well as a shoreline and a bunch of pipes. As you look around for wood, there just doesn't seem to be any real structures here other than the steel pipes.
So you just look at him, he looks a bit confused, looking around.
How long exactly are we intending on staying here?
Forever.
I'd like to have a small snack. Did you guys know that cows have 4 stomachs? I'm really hungry now, so I think we should rest.
So you are a cow then?
No, I'm not a cow. I turned into a cow because of you. No, I was cow for a period of time, and everything that was in my one stomach had to get distributed between 4. How have you ever...
But now that you're not a cow anymore, shouldn't it have gone all back into the one stomach?
Girls, you're both pretty.
Hearing this fight, the duck does kind of perk up for a second, and it waddles. It kind of falls in the lake every now and then, but then gets back out, and it waddles towards, and it's kind of near everyone else, but not really in the vicinity of you, and it sort of like and sits down and rests as well.
Hey, little fella. I'm kind of like hold my hand out a little bit, kind of wave it over.
just very lazily like calling a dog to you.
It seems to hear what you said, but it does not react to your hand.
I'll be like,
I don't have any food.
I'll be like, how dare you ignore the king? And I'm going to try and poke it with a dagger to see if it does anything. Obviously, we know it's magical.
Okay. Are you attacking the duck, or are you just poking it with a dagger to see if it's like bleeds?
Oh, ducks only have a few hit points, didn't they? So
it's up to you. I'm just curious.
Don't kill the duck. God damn it, Lee.
Kill it and then wear it.
What would Matthias do? What are you doing?
I'm thinking of breakfast. Nah, he wouldn't just attack it. It's a duck.
But do you poke it with your dagger?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. The duck. Make a stealth check. Let's make this something.
Let's see, disadvantage. 17 and 18 on the dice, so 25.
Yeah, so you creep up toward the duck, making barely a sound. It does not seem to react to your presence at all. And then when the cold dagger sort of like starts to poke at its skin, it sort of like flaps up and it doesn't know what to do, and it kind of skirts around and scurries to the side of the room. And as it scurries towards the wall, it hits the wall and sort of falls over for a second. And it sort of like stops dejectedly, not really knowing what to do next.
I think we need to fatten it up before we eat it.
Matthias, we are not eating that duck. I'm going to walk over to the duck and pick it up and just kind of pet it, and then sit down and just kind of like relax with the duck cradled in my arms.
I've heard magical duck is really good. We can cook it.
I'll eat the egg then.
As you approach the duck, Meena, do you do it stealthily? What do you?
I'm just walking up to that duck.
Yeah, the moment that it hears your footsteps, it sort of like flops away and tries to get away a little bit, and run into the other side of the room.
I scoot friend. Duck doesn't run into me.
Are we taking a rest, guys? Or are we taking a short rest?
Yeah, can we clarify are we taking a long rest or a short rest? So
we can do a short rest, or if not, I'll just do prayer. I just do a prayer of healing.
Up to you.
That I'd like to know.
I mean, I would like to rest.
Yeah, I want to take a rest.
Need to sleep. You guys all want to sleep?
Yeah. It's been a long day, having to put up with you.
Nah, I'm fine with the short rest. Let's just do a short rest.
I just want to make friends with the duck first.
Sleep.
I pull out the cloak also and just kind of sit with it on my lap and just kind of looking at it.
Mm-hmm.
And just staring at it.
Mm-hmm.
For approximately an hour.
Mm-hmm. Okay, make an Arcana check. So it sounds like we're definitely taking a short rest, whether or not
short rest.
Everyone can clear a short rest for now.
Oh, thank God.
That is a Arcana that makes it a 16.
It's definitely magical. You definitely can tell that this cloak is magical.
So, as a side note, mechanically speaking, I don't know if you do it this way because I don't know your world, but if you spend a short rest focusing on an object, you know everything about that object, including if there is a command word, unless it's like cursed. It's effectively the same as casting Identify on it.
So you get the sense that it's magical over the course of the first part of it, and then we'll talk about sort of toward the end of the rest, if no one else has anything else to do, what you might learn from it.
That's all I'm doing. I'm not talking to anyone.
Okay. Meena, you're trying to converse with the duck a bit more?
I mean, the duck ran away from me. I'll call after the duck. Duck friend, I just wanted to cuddle you and love you for a minute.
Wah, wah, wah.
And I'll hold my arms out to it. And
it hears you, but it doesn't seem to be moving away, but it does not respond to your arms.
Matthias, why did you have to poke it with your dagger? It was warming up to us.
Not me, it bit me.
Well, I mean, maybe it thought you were food.
Well, I just wanted to see how plump it was.
There are better ways of doing that than poking it with things. I don't really know how, but I'm sure there are better ways.
What?
As you sort of get a sense of the rooms, anyone else have anything they want to do over the course of this hour?
I think during the hour, Neriad will stand. He's really tired, but he'll separate himself a little bit from the group just to not disturb them. And I will cast Gust on myself repeatedly so that it creates a bit of a vortex around me and just blows my clothes off and dries me a little bit.
Okay.
Blows your clothes off?
Yeah, just blows them to the far corners of the earth. No, just, it's like it's like a blow dryer.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds fine. Yeah, I think that's fair enough. And so everyone's clothes are drying slowly over the course of the next hour, but Neriad, you do find that you're quite dry. However, your book is not. It seems to be pretty smeared. It's not like unusable, but you think you're gonna have to get a new one if you're gonna use it anytime for any other ways than what you've already done.
Okie.
So this poisoned effect, does it go after short rest or no?
I believe it's a long rest.
Okay, cool.
We could double check that on D&D Beyond if someone wants to do it, but I think it's a long rest.
It doesn't exactly say underneath the conditions. I guess I'll look it up and see.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and do that.
I'm going to examine this ring that I have.
You see a very beautiful diamond at the crest of the ring, and it has an inscription on the inside.
Do I know what language it is?
It is in common.
Okay.
It says, "For Petunia, my forever flower."
Oh.
Why is that diamond upside down?
I don't know. I found it on the internet. You notice the diamond is upside down now. It's just a normal diamond ring, but the inscription reads, "For Petunia, my forever flower."
The duration is however long the poison lasts, so it varies from poison to poison.
So this is going to be a poison that will last for 8 hours.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Okay. Can I tell what gender the corpse? I mean, what? Can I tell what the corpse looked like? Did it look like a man or a woman?
Oh man, make a nature check. That's going to be super hard to tell.
Shit. Okay.
Depends on what kind of bone you found.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Oh. Nice.
We have fun here.
It's only a 10. Nope.
Yeah, no, it was too hard to tell. I think it had been in the water for quite some time.
Yeah, it's shriveled up.
Any other things as this hour passes, as all of you take a breather?
During that short rest, I guess I'll walk over to call Neriad over. I'm not moving. I'm exhausted. Neriad, come here.
I will crawl on hands and knees over to him.
What are these? I'll pull out that little potion thing and then that ring.
Looks like a potion in a ring.
It was a necklace.
It looks like a potion in a necklace. I can look at it closer if you like.
I will. I don't have any kind of identifying abilities, but I will roll perhaps insight or religion.
Make an Arcana check.
You seem smart, so
if you have alchemy proficiency, you can also add that.
Oh, do I have alchemy proficiency? No. I got a 9. I am not a wizard.
I don't know that.
Unfortunately, you can tell that the potion does seem magical. You can't really tell about the necklace. You didn't roll high enough to get that information, and you don't really know what's going on with them without a lot more.
It looks like a magical potion of some sort, which is very nice. Might be a healing potion, or it might be instant death. You can roll the bones if you like. There, the necklace is just kind of this. Very nice shiny necklace. Looks nice. You want it?
Yeah, I'll take it. I'll take the necklace, put it on without even testing it. Let's put that boy on.
As you put on the necklace,
it's cursed.
Nothing happens. No, it seems to just be a nice shiny ruby necklace.
Think
it's very valuable just based on how beautiful it is.
Great. I'll take that potion, put it in my pocket.
Okay.
Matthias is scampering around this egg, casting light to see if he can see through it.
Okay. Let's make an Arcana check just to see how darn well you can shine a light in this egg.
I can do Arcana. I've still got disadvantage as well. Still, yeah.
Yeah, because you're poisoned.
The closest thing to a wizard is
great.
a tiny little mouse.
10 with disadvantage.
10 with disadvantage. Yeah. As your light sort of tries to shine through in this weird proto incubation light thing, there's something in there, and you have felt movement earlier. What it is, or it's big. That's what you got from it.
I knew it.
Yeah. Can I help?
Yeah, sure, absolutely. Go ahead and make your own Arcana check. Actually, you could just make a nature check, I think.
I'm gonna use dancing light. Can I please?
Dancing lights? Yeah, absolutely. Arcana then. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, as long as you're using
That's
magic
the
stuff,
one
I'll give you
That's the one that I just picked up proficiency in.
Okay.
It's a 12 of its nature.
Then it's 22.
22. You do see the large form of a reptilian creature inside of this large egg. You also notice that the egg itself has a very distinct smell. What that smell is, it's hard to identify.
Not recognizable to me.
Not recognizable, no, but distinct. Pheromonal, maybe.
Uh-oh.
I knew it, and I'll walk back over to the group. It's a baby egg.
That's all eggs are baby eggs.
That's why I knew it.
Not all eggs, but any of the eggs that are fertilized are baby eggs.
Well, yes. You know what I meant.
I actually didn't. That's why I clarified. I'm sorry, Zaunder.
It's fine. It looks like some sort of... Do you think that could be a dragon?
That would be really cool. Can I go look at it?
No, it would not.
I've never eaten a baby dragon.
Meena, you can make a nature check if you're not using any spell to look at it.
I kind of peek.
Oh boy, that was a 2.
Yeah, nope.
That's
It
a
looks
total
like
of 5.
5, yeah. Looks like a really nice big reptilian egg. That's what you got from it, basically what Zaunder said.
Did you all say it was a lizard?
Yes.
I crawl over to it.
Yeah, go ahead.
I look in.
Yeah, go ahead and make a nature check as well. The last one I'm going to allow. Just for...
A nature check. Oh no. Okay. Ooh! 19.
19. You get what they get from it. It's definitely reptilian. It's definitely huge. Very big baby, and it's alive. That's what you know.
Oh.
Uh-huh. It's moving around a little bit as the lights shine through, and you see the I don't know what they're called, sack thingy holding it in.
The
There's
membrane?
Membrane, thank you. The membrane is like fluctuating with movement. Yeah.
Are we gonna let it out, or what exactly is the situation with this egg?
When you say let it out, do you mean you want to break open that baby egg?
I mean, it's moving around. It's probably ready to go.
No, that's not how that works.
I'm pretty sure that's how that works.
Okay, I'm going to keep the egg safe now. I don't want you near it anymore, because...
Please don't start arguing again. My head can't take it.
After hearing your conversations and feeling a little more comfortable, the duck does get a little closer to everybody else. That's kind of the only little bit that it does, and flutters down.
Zaunder keeps away.
Isn't this a magic duck?
Come here, fella. Come here.
I want to kick the duck just to see. I'm not going to, because I don't want it anywhere near me.
That's right. A little bit closer.
Mm-hmm. So I think that at this point, that focus of that hour is good to go, and you do identify this particular item. It is the Cloak of Buns.
What?
Nice.
Of buns?
Uh-huh.
Once per day, you may reach into the cloak and pull out a small, freshly baked loaf of bread. The bread must be consumed within an hour before crumbling into dust. While wearing this item, you receive advantage on any Constitution saving throws involving food.
This is ridiculous. This is the most ridiculous item I've ever seen in my life.
Wonderful. I love it.
I think you can tell that your dungeon master's on keto just how much I fantasize about bread.
Oh my god, I so get it.
If enchanting items was real, there would absolutely be stupid shit like this everywhere.
You should have a carbs rod, a rod of carbs.
Stupid.
Carbonite rod. Yeah, totally.
A deck of carbs.
Yeah.
Someone show James the door.
It's right here, actually. Can't you see?
Very good. Very good. So the short rest comes. You can roll your hit dice, and you do seem sort of a little more invigorated, though the poison is still hurting the lungs of those that felt that. The exhaustion is still hurting those that felt that the swimming was bad. But your clothes are mostly dry. The duck seems to have warmed up a little bit. it still isn't responding to many of you other than Meena when Meena talks to it, but it's very still and calm. And you have these towering steel pipes in front of you, sort of leaking towards. And as you look up over the course of an hour, laying on your backs, kind of looking toward the ceiling that's, again, about 15 feet higher than you are, there is some light peeking through around these steel pipes that are into the lake.
I'm going to stand up and walk over to Gwen and hold my hand out, and it glows like a little silver a little bit. Place it on their chest and say, "Can't have you dying just quite yet." And I'm going to cast Lesser Restoration on them.
Very nice.
So no more poison.
Whoa.
Poison. As you cast this spell, you all notice the moment that he begins to cast the spell, the duck is within probably like 10 or 15 feet away from the group. The duck's eyes begin to glow blue. And your Lesser Restoration spell, though it does not have any direct benefit, it like pumps out of your hand in a slightly more intense way than expected. So that Lesser Restoration, that cool feeling, hits you, Gwen, in a warm way and like jolts you awake in a way that like is a little more powerful than you ever expected Finnegan to be able to do.
Sorry.
After the spell completes, the duck's blue eyes go back to being normal.
But it doesn't do anything extra?
That particular spell did not do anything extra. It just felt more intense.
Right. What the hell was that, Finnegan?
Sorry. I just wanted to heal you.
I mean, I feel fine. I feel better. But it was...
Right. Hasn't really happened before.
Oh, well. There's a lot of stuff. Oh, okay, right.
Turn. I'm just that good, probably.
Here, Finnegan, put this cloak on. And I toss him the cloak.
What color is it? What color is it?
It's red.
Red.
Oh. I like red. Put it on. I don't know what it does. I'm just going to wear this cloak.
You suddenly feel a little more satisfied. Your belly, whatever rumbling you felt, is like feel a little more like tempered. If you have IBS, it's not going to flare up anymore. That's like, you got it under control.
It's the cure for IBS.
Yeah.
How do I taste fiber?
Exactly that. Rest of the party, what are you doing as that spell is cast?
Matthias will be laying on his back, legs in the air, like kicking like a child. And with this coin of light, he'll just be throwing it up and catching it.
Oh, cool.
That's his way of resting.
Oh, well, I got one more. I'm going to walk over to Matthias. My cape now flowing, my ruby necklace glinting.
You look very royal, my lord.
Fanciest boy.
Yeah, unfortunately, all of the king is washed off in the water. So.
Yeah, but it remains.
I was hoping some of it was going to remain. I was going to try and mend it, but I
figured seems to have washed away as long as he's.
That means nothing to me. I still think he's a king.
If he's that's fine. I just wanted to let Finn know that. Yeah.
I'll walk over to this small mouse boy. Hold out my hand to them, as like a handshake.
Shake it.
And as shaking, say, "Can't have our huckleberry dying either." And cast Lesser Restoration on them as well. Get rid of that poison.
Very nice. And so, Matthias, once again, you feel a warm glow over your body that suddenly gets more intense, and you feel even better than you felt pre-poison as the duck's eyes glow blue once again and then fade away.
Finnegan, are you still poisoned?
Oh, no, I'm fine.
Do we believe him?
Roll an insight check, Matthias.
Deception.
Thank you, my king. Insight.
I'm totally fine.
I shouldn't be making insights. 8.
Lucky.
8. Yeah, you believe him.
Natural 20, baby.
Yeah, absolutely. Your king would not lie to you.
Yeah.
I go on one knee and bow to him. Thank you.
That's not necessary.
Mm-hmm.
Just making sure we're all good.
So, what exactly is the plan here? Are we getting up? Are we packing up and going? Are we following this duck somewhere? What are we doing here?
Well, I think we should probably get back to the surface because I don't really want to live underground.
No, it doesn't seem so bad. Zaunder really liked it.
I'm supposed to.
Yes, that's right.
Supposed to be doing something else.
Great. So we all have other plans then. Should we just
Is this
continue
what-
on, or are we taking a nap, or what's exactly the situation?
Is this normally what the underground is like? Or is it different?
No, the underground where I came from is wonderful, and I'm very popular and respected.
Do I believe him?
Well, that seems right.
Honestly, no, I don't believe him. I don't care what he
Oh yeah. I think it's a more personal. Yeah.
I don't believe shit.
I believe Zaunder.
Thank you. I'm lying, but thank you.
Well, I mean, Meena believes Zaunder.
No, yeah.
You look pretty cool.
Gwen does not.
That's pretty cute.
It's because Gwen's mean.
What was that?
He said Gwen's lean. You look very lean right now.
Right.
Well, we could rest and make it a party.
No, it's fine. We should get out of here.
Duck thing. Come here. Hello?
Yes, I came to the
Can I
I
walk
actually
over?
don't want it to come closer to me. I just kind of want it to look at me.
Can I walk over to it? And like, hey, little fella. Can I like try to pick it up?
Sure, yeah. You're doing it. You're just being very obvious about it.
Very nice, yeah, very nice and obvious. So I approach from the front and just like, hello.
It sort of like perks up at the sound of your voice, and it backs up a little. But then as you get closer to it, it doesn't seem to struggle. And indeed, you are able to almost like surprise the duck as you scoop it up underneath, and it's sort of like
great.
Put it on top of the egg. Put it on top of the egg.
I have some rations. Do you want what's a hard tack? I have one of those.
It's like crackers, basically. Yeah,
It's like a biscuit, like a hard.
Here you go, little fella.
As you sort of hold it up to the beak, it sort of like feels the tack on its mouth and starts like snapping at it.
He likes that.
Spits it out a little bit though. It doesn't seem to like it very much.
I didn't like it either. I tried.
Duck thing.
I should come up with a name for you.
Where do we go? How do we get out of here?
Hold out this duck like a dowsing rod.
You're talking to a bird.
You guys.
Whatever. He's a weird bird.
Meena actually speaks
can
bird, and even she
actually
hasn't made any headway.
The bird. Do you want me to like actually fully converse? Because the bird can understand me
already.
Well, I've been talking to it. I just haven't cast Speak with Animals so I can understand the bird. I didn't want to presume that he wanted to talk to me. Hold on a second, okay? Oh, consent is important, Gwen.
You can't just
and that's for all of you.
Duck.
So I'm going to cast Speak with Animals.
Just talking to someone.
Hi, I'm James. You might have heard of this word called consent. Well, we're here to discuss it a little bit more.
The more you know. As you cast Speak with Animals, what does it look like?
So I hold my palms in front of my hand, and a like crescent moon starts to form, and I like, and it blows over into the animal, and then like comes back to me to like make a pathway back and forth.
Yeah, and you've done this before, and once again, as you do this, the duck's eyes glow very bright blue, and the spell has an intensity and an effect that you are not expecting. A little, that like soft little air kind of zoom, swirls around both you and the duck as you see it visibly, this shiny moon around it, and you can converse.
I'm still holding the duck. So I'm just like, ah!
Yeah, go ahead and make a perception check, Finnegan, as you hold the duck.
Okay. Nice. One above getting my lucky feet. So that's a big fat 5.
Oh yeah, you're just noticing the duck's eyes glow. That's about it. So what do you say, Meena?
Hello, duck. I was wondering, first of all, are you a boy or a girl?
Boy.
Hello, Mr. Duck. Do you know how to get out of here?
No.
Oh, okay. You guys what am I supposed to be talking to this duck about? You didn't actually tell me what we wanted to know other than how to get out, and he doesn't know, so...
Why is he magical?
Ask his name!
Oh, that's a good question, Matthias. Mr. Duck, why are you magical?
I didn't know I was.
Oh, well, just so you know, you are very special and very magical, so you should be happy about that.
Yeah, magical, happy.
Does he lay eggs?
He's quacking a lot. Is he talkative?
Matthias, he's a boy. Boys don't lay eggs.
Oh.
I'm not going to actually explain this to you. Anyway, so, Mr. Duck, do you know what that egg is? And I point at the big lizard egg.
Can't see.
Oh. I'm not. I don't even know what's going on. So I'm just holding it right over to Meena.
Could someone please bring the egg over to the duck so we can find out if the duck knows what this egg is?
I'll pick up the egg.
And bring it over?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The duck just stays quiet.
Oh. Mr. Duck, do you see the egg?
Can't see.
Mr. Duck, are you blind?
Yeah. Thanks for rubbing it in.
But
so, do we hear Meena talking in common, or is it a...
You're hearing a bunch of quacks.
From Meena?
I'm just imagining Meena with a beak.
Quack.
Yeah. How long does Speak with Animals last?
Oh, that's a good question. It lasts 10 minutes.
10 minutes. Okay, so you have plenty to say here. Yeah.
What was it doing above with the fish?
Oh, Mr. Duck, my mouse kind of thing friend, he wants to know what you were doing with the fish.
Eating, feeding,
What were you feeding? Quack.
Big beast in the room.
Ask him why he bit my finger.
Well, I think we know why he bit your finger, Zaunder. He was scared.
You don't know that.
I'd bite your finger.
His name.
Oh, we haven't asked him his name. Mr. Duck, do you have a name?
Please say Finnegan. Please say Finnegan. Please say Finnegan.
No. What's a name?
Oh, I didn't have a name either. That's why my name is Meena. I'm going to name you Feathers, okay?
Okay.
Well, what's his name?
His name is Feathers.
Oh, I suppose that makes sense.
That's a bit on the nose.
Oh, I guess I should probably tell you guys.
On the beak?
He didn't actually have a name, so I named him. He's going to be my friend now, okay?
Oh, you named him after what he had on his skin. I see.
Am I furry
right.
then?
You're furry now. I'm Freckles.
Who poked me?
If I tell you who poked you, what are you going to do?
Kill them.
Just want to know who's my friend.
And is poking the equivalent of friendship in your culture?
Is poking the equivalent of friendship in your culture?
Suppose what sort of poking we're talking about.
He's a philosophy major.
Well, okay, so, why don't we just, for the sake of argument, say that I poked you, but I was very sorry about it, and I still want to be your friend.
Make a deception check.
Trying to deceive this blind old duck.
Yeah, that's 6.
Yeah, it, at this, the duck sort of says, can't trust you either. And it sort of flitters out of Finn's hands and sort of like marches away from you over towards the wall. It bumps into the wall and stops and sort of sits.
You guys, the duck doesn't trust me anymore.
How does it know its way to get around the room?
I think we should kill it.
Matthias, no! Protecting you is why the duck doesn't trust me anymore.
I wouldn't trust you either. You named him Feathers. And we'll walk over to this duck. Hi there, little fella. Hello. Hold out some more of that hard tech.
Hard spanks. What?
whatever it's called. This crackers minus the fake crackers that's in D&D.
It does not respond to you holding something out because it's blind.
I don't think you said that, did you?
You didn't know necessarily a character.
Yes. So I don't know.
The clues I gave that this duck was blind were so...
I just thought the duck was a fucking
Come on.
I just thought he was a derp.
God. Anyway,
I'll hold out these little bits of cracker, and then like another hand come up and like pet it on the top of its head.
I'm gonna get up and start exploring down the exit tunnels.
You're okay. Okay.
Yeah, so as you sort of comfort the duck, it does let you pet it and feels a little more comforted by this. Make an investigation check there, Gwen.
Okay. Guys, I'm having dinner. I'm really hungry, okay? Damn it, it's almost a 19, but it was a 1, but lucky because halflings.
Wow.
Yay. Fuck.
You look like you're eating your dice.
I mean, it was on my dice tray. Well, what am I doing? Investigation? 19.
19. Yeah, so there don't seem to be any
I'm
other...
a professional.
This is very purposeful, the way that these pipes have been set up. And you can tell that they have, behind the middle pipe is a ladder that sort of reaches up towards the top of the ceiling. That seems to descend from a slightly larger hole than the other two pipes have around it. All of them have very clearly holes that are slightly bigger than the pipes themselves, with a little bit of light spilling through. Only the middle one has extra room around it, as if it's the entrance to this particular area.
You kind of whistle back at everyone and like feel like a little like ham. Like, there's a ladder over here, and I just start climbing up it.
What are you whistling at? I'm not a dog.
Quietly.
Yeah.
All right, sure.
Yeah. So everybody sees Gwen whistle and start behind a pipe. You can kind of hear the clunk, clunk, clunk as she hits every bar of this metal ladder and starts to ascend toward the light spilling forward.
As I get closer to the top, I want to be like quiet too, if I can.
Yeah, absolutely. What is everybody else doing while she ascends this 20-foot ladder?
Zaunder resents being whistled for and still follows anyway.
Okay.
Does this cloak... Go on, sorry.
But it also tries to be quiet. Sorry.
Does this cloak have a hood?
It does. Mm-hmm.
Cool. Can I like slowly pick up this duck, place it on my head, and take the cloak and put it over it like a blanket?
Oh, that's very lovely.
So it's like it knows it's like it's comforting.
Yeah, yeah. It's very the feeling of the cloak is very familiar to the duck, and so as you kind of feel like,
oh, you like that?
Yeah.
All right.
Enjoy this.
Yeah, there you go, little fella.
And then do you make your way towards the ladder?
Walk slowly to the ladder. Maybe put up a little piece of hardtack again.
The duck doesn't respond to the visual cue, and then as you finally put it against its bill, it's like and it starts to snaps at it, and it spits it out again. It doesn't seem to like it very much.
All right, I'll have some. Let's see how it is. As I start climbing this ladder.
Yeah, very good. All right, what's everybody else doing?
Is looking at the egg, looking at the ladder, looking at the egg, and looking at the ladder.
Just gonna take this egg with us. Just leave it.
He's trying to think how he can do
dragon.
it. And he starts trying to make something out of some rope.
Okay. Yeah. Let's do a sleight of hand check just to see how well you can make it.
Oh, I can do that.
Let it go.
Just leave it. 11?
11. You lasso the egg and feel that your knot is pretty secure. And as you go to pull the egg, it just sort of unravels. Unfortunately, it does not hold the egg's weight.
That could have been worse.
Yeah, could have been a lot worse, but not quite good enough either.
Am I allowed to try again?
Yeah, we could say it takes the majority of a few minutes, but you finally kind of, both with like maybe using a sack that you have as well as a rope, kind of support the whole thing and like wrap it through the outside and manage to hoist it with the help of your mage hand, which kind of cradles the bottom of it. It kind of slips through the mage hand every now and then, but you are able to have this sort of weird like satchel version of the egg, and you sort of tie the knot and slip it through and hoist it over your back and make your way up the ladder. Anybody not going up the ladder?
So I think during this whole time, Neriad has been, as soon as he was finished helping Finnegan, he fell asleep on his side, completely unconscious to the world. I think Gwendolyn's whistle probably woke him up.
Okay.
And just thematically, just to explain it, because it's kind of cool imagery, I spent 2 hit dice to replenish my health, so now I'm at full. So the gash across my face and the couple claw wounds in my body as I was sleeping just sort of knit themselves closed with electricity, and you know, I had no control over it, but they just and sealed themselves.
That's dope as shit.
That's horrific.
You guys probably saw it happen, but Neriad has no control over it. It just happens.
Frankenstein's monster heals himself and wakes up and heads his way towards the ladder.
I cry.
The ladder is very sturdy. It's made of metal, and as you get to the very top of the ladder, Gwen, make a stealth check to see how sneaky you could be.
Stealth, there's a +6, 30-20.
30-20, very nice. You feel that as you get
Some could even call it a foul 20.
Aha, very good. All right, so you peek up through the ladder and you see it's emerging, and it does seem to be a what you might consider just to be a sewer system. These pipes are dumping through an area that's covered in trees, and it's very dense, and the pipes seem to be leading off into the distance somewhere. But from what you can tell, you're very quiet as you peek ahead, and you don't see anything around you.
Okay, so there are pipes going off into different like offshoots, whatever.
Yes.
But this is not the exit.
By the way, daylight does peek through, and these pipes they emerge onto what you think is the surface.
I look back down the ladder. Is Finnegan climbing up it?
Mm-hmm.
Great.
You look up and see just the duck just looking up at them slowly.
Yeah, I just keep going. Leave.
Awesome. So you make your way through. It's not too tight of a squeeze. The gap that's been made for the ladder is probably about a 4-foot diameter, so the halflings fit through very easily. Everyone else might have to smudge through. But all of you emerge up onto the land. And it is getting into the afternoon now. Most of your adventure took the most of the morning, and though it seemed like a lot has happened, only a couple hours have probably passed since you slept or kind of rested for an hour and then had the adventure in all of the parts of this first little dungeon crawl. Congrats on surviving so far.
Yay!
Yeah, nice job. So as you peek through, these pipes leading off in different directions and the thick canopy around you, you are very clearly not where you entered the pipes. Go ahead and make a nature check, Gwen and Meena.
That's so sexist.
I think that's a 17. 17. Yep.
17, Meena?
16.
16. Being familiar with the area, Gwen, you sort of see the dense soil around you, as well as the thick, incredibly well-grown canopy of trees and bushes and everything else that's around. And you think to yourself, oh man, we are pretty deep into the Fertile Skirt, which is an area that you're familiar with. It's just a little bit southeast of the Half Mounds across the crossroads. And Meena as well, though you have not spent a lot of time in this area, you can recognize just how incredibly natural and beautiful this area is that you've emerged through. It's so different than the civilized kind of or scarcely traveled empty area that you had been kind of seeking in the last couple days. This is luscious. It's got lots and lots of berry bushes around. You hear animals for the first time in so long, and you're like, oh my God, there's wildlife. It's amazing what's around this area.
Can you move us to the main map, please?
Yes, absolutely. I'll show everyone here that the little eyeball has indeed moved.
Ooh.
And that's a little too intense for music. I don't know why that's playing. Let's just cut that off and go back to this. But the party has emerged in the Fertile Skirt here. Probably between the river and the underwater layers, it's at least a few miles away from where you entered over here near the crossroads.
Okay.
Oh, I'm so impressed with all of you, by the way. You're very, very strong adventurers. Did you know you were all this strong? It's wonderful.
Yes, I was completely aware.
You know, I was the greatest around.
You make it up forward. Matthias dragging the egg, the duck in tow with Finnegan. Zaunder, you're probably the only one that this is not a familiar, a welcome sight, because your eyes start to itch as the sun. It's not like up in the sky where it was last time, but it is still peeking through the mountaintops into the canopy. It's a little too bright for your comfort there.
Are you okay? Do you have a cold?
No, it's this damnable sunlight.
Oh, right. You don't like the sun.
How can you stand it?
The sun is beautiful.
That's nice.
So harsh.
I mean, it's not as great as the moon, but...
Well, that's
I
true.
prefer storms. When the lightning is striking, it's wonderful.
Can I talk to you over here for a second?
What? Oh, yeah, sure. Give me that. Kind of walking over. You know, we don't really need to. We have to think, but all right.
No, it's... Whatever. That's not the point.
Duck's still on head.
So, are we still going after this letter? And I pull out the letter that was in my bag from last session.
Mm-hmm.
What's that?
It's the letter from that man about the thing underneath the ground that's gonna eat things or whatever.
Oh!
About going to the southern outpost.
Well, we could. Maybe there's some money in it.
Right, that's what I was thinking. And you're still set on traveling with people?
It is on the way to Burton, so...
Right, why are we going to Burton again?
For that medicine. That,
Right.
That, you know, Shifu gave you. Whisper.
I don't know why you have the... Whatever. It's fine. But we're traveling with the people that are here. You're sure? You're 100%...
I'm not 100% sure. Look back at them. What are you guys doing right now?
you probably see three thumbs.
Up at you like...
Yeah. You guys snuck away just for fun. Matthias is on your hip, Finnegan, and so he's like heard everything you're saying, is like listening again right next to you. The rest of them, what are you guys doing?
It's got three thumbs. It's got his and obviously his mage hand.
The mage hand, yeah.
Zaunder beneath a tree, just like
emo kid Zaunder.
He's
so
just got his head up. He's walking. He looks miserable under the sun.
Zaunder, since that earlier when you rode on me, I feel like we're friends now. Do you want me to block the sun? I can stand and cast a shadow for you.
Oh,
I don't need help. Thank you.
That sounds like a cry for help.
Okay, next time you want to ride on me, just hop right on, okay? It'll be fine. You don't have to ask next time.
Don't talk about that in front of people, please.
Remember that consent thing we were talking about, guys?
oh my God! We're gonna have a PSA for our next ad. Oh my God!
The more you know.
What's Neriad doing?
Okay, Neriad's probably just watching everybody. He's super. He's
like a creepy grandpa.
He's just like looking back and forth at all of you, doing like your own stuff, and his feelings right now are of like sort of belonging. Like he's seeking some companions to get stronger with, and he feels stronger than he did before. And this is working, so he's excited. I think he will say out loud,
"Oh, you're all wonderful. We can do this. We're gonna do it for real."
And you have no idea what he's talking about.
I lean over to Finn. I'm like, "Do you think I can steal from the grandpa?"
Be quiet, prune man.
I've always wanted a grandfather. Matthias, I like.
Are you sure that's the one you want?
I like Huckleberry. Zaunder is okay. Meena's a cow. That's pretty cool.
We can drop 2 of them if you want.
I would prefer not to have any of them at all, and you know that.
Right. It does kind of get a little bit lonely. Maybe just the mouse.
Yeah, he's just standing right there.
Can I hold out like a little fist bump?
Are you two having this conversation? Are you two having this conversation in voice, or like are you?
Yeah, it's
it's not. Yeah, we're super just talking.
Yeah. If you want to hear it, you probably can. It's up to you.
Okay. I want to hear it.
Tell him I'm not a cow.
You got 4 stomachs.
Only when I'm shapeshifted.
Okay. We can drop Meena.
I've just got the one stomach and it's only little. I won't cost a lot to feed.
Like the
Zaunder's
Bachelorette, but for D&D players.
We could probably take the wizard. He'd be dead in a week.
And again, is the de facto leader who just like doesn't have any real authority of being a king. Oh my god!
I got drunk one night. That's my my requirements.
Yep.
Qualifications. Well,
Whatever.
We got this far with them. We might as well stay with them for right now until they.
We have to. This is a.
When did you get here?
What?
I say.
I just wandered over. You guys were
There's
talking.
so many people here. I'm gonna telepathically now to Finnegan go. I say we travel to the southern outpost with them. They'll be nice if people try to attack us on the road. We can leave them behind.
Mm-hmm.
Leave them behind at the southern outpost and move on to Burton. How does that sound?
Right.
Say that vocally.
Yeah, all of you notice that Finnegan responds to right and to like nothing. Sort of
with the duck on his head. The duck goes
the duck on his head. Yeah. That went.
Oh no, he's losing it. Whatever the prune has is contagious.
And as you kind of congeal together and sort of think about whether or not you're going to be partners, suddenly you hear off in the distance a sort of scream. And, I didn't mean to put you on the map. Okay, that's a little bit too early. You don't see this yet, but you do hear...
Yeah, that's presumptuous of you. Who said we were going to go run over there?
I did not know you were going to run over. You definitely have the choice not to. But you do indeed hear the sound of battle, probably 300 or 400 feet to the northeast of you. You hear suddenly... and it's sort of like sounds of grunts. You hear bows snap. You hear the sound of pain and the cries of animals, or sort of like primal kind of screams that sound animalistic. What do you do?
All right, before we do anything, please remember, we just got out of a shitty situation.
I vote we take a nap. I vote we just lie down and go to sleep.
Nap time.
Zaunder's gonna go check it out.
All right.
Have fun doing that by yourself, and I lean up against a tree.
Matthias will carry his egg with him and follow his
Leave the egg.
Okay. I'll put the egg down and I'll follow over.
I never asked you to come with me, Gwendoline.
Gwendoline?
Look, this is why we all stick together. You're all so willing to run into danger as soon as you see someone in trouble or hear some weird noise that might kill you.
So
weirdly?
We're not running in there, are we?
While they're chatting, I will stealth off and have a look.
Okay. Yep. Zaunder and Matthias are going forward. Anyone else?
I like how Zaunder tried to challenge Gwen, and she was like, nah.
It's not biting. Not gonna happen. Okay. Anyone else?
I think Neriad will attempt to stealth up as well now that he's had a little bit of a rest.
Okay.
He feels a little more confident.
I have no stealth slots.
Okay.
I'm not moving.
Yep.
I sit down at a tree.
Gwen and Finn are kind of just staying put. Meena, what are you doing?
I'm kind of hanging back.
Thank you, Meena.
Waiting to see what's going on.
Mm-hmm. All right. So the three of you sort of dash off in the distance, and over the course of the next 30 seconds or so, suddenly you start to see structures ahead of you. They seem to be kind of a fence that's built around a particular area. Go ahead and make stealth checks, Neriad and Matthias, and then Zaunder, you leading the pack here. You notice, the first thing I think you notice is a large skeleton at the gate of this particular fenced area. And
I had a 21.
22.
21. You are incredibly stealthy. Both of you kind of run up to the side of the fence post here and wait as Zaunder peers around the corner and sees a large skeleton sort of taking a big pitchfork and kind of hitting towards some goblinoid figures around him. And you see the corpses of two things laying at his feet, here and here. And as he swings the pitchfork ahead again across the side, Zaunder, you see another few of these creatures that he seems to be fighting against, peeking around the corner here and there. If I can
Are these just monsters fighting other monsters?
It looks like it. Yep.
Well, they're taking themselves out for us. We don't have to.
Free experience points.
Yeah.
You see this one here, this one.
Yeah, we just
here.
have to stand in the area. We can just see numbers
All right.
above
Well,
our head.
then I'm also going to hide and wait.
Okay. You hide up against the fence. Go ahead and make a stealth check.
All right.
What creatures are these? Can I
22.
see which ones are falling, what they're fighting?
Yeah. Go ahead and make a nature check.
I can do nature. 18 on a dice. A 24.
You have recognized these creatures in your travels, Matthias. You've actually stole some things from them before. These are kobolds.
Oh.
And as the skeleton swings his pitchfork forward, this particular one that was challenging him, running up to him, falls down dead right next to him. As he jams it in the ground and pulls it back up. This particular one is dead.
They're kobolds.
Anyone doing anything?
You want to play cards, Gwen?
Does the skeleton leave?
The skeleton does not. He turns around and starts aiming at this next one that's here, and then you notice from around the corner a couple more of these kobolds appear.
Sure, Finny. Why don't we use my deck?
All right.
Should we help them?
Can I
I'll
climb
whisper.
the fence?
I'll whisper to the mouse.
Should we help them?
Yeah. You try to climb the fence. Go ahead and make an athletics check as he whispers that to you.
Shit, I need to get athletics. 11.
I know, right?
Why did I
11.
reduce my strength willingly?
Yeah, so you managed to get to the top of the fence okay, but it just takes you a little while. Meanwhile, hearing Neriad whisper to you, or who was it that whispered? Someone whispered to you.
Neriad.
Yeah, Neriad just kind of goes
How should we help them?
as you climb the fence, knowing the answer already since you're already progressing towards them.
Well, I'm just trying to climb the fence vertically.
Okay, yep. So you managed to hop on up. You can put your token sort of on the fence itself, and being a small little person, you are able to use the fence posts, which are like 2x4s basically, and balance yourself across, and you can move across the fence if you'd like.
Yes, please.
Oh, that's 2 tokens again. Sorry, I gave you a bad one. All right. Anyone else doing anything?
Stealthy.
I'm going to whisper to Matthias. What are you doing?
I've got to get a closer look.
You can see just from here.
I'm just leaning around the edge of the fence.
What's on the other side of this fence? Can I see in?
You see a lot of dead trees, some crates, some boxes that all seem to be like very purposefully packed. And there is a large well in the middle of it, but instead of being a well of water, you see fire kind of coming up from the well itself. Not really an intense fire, but this sort of like crackling flame coming through what would otherwise be a well.
Oh.
Which one is the well
This one here.
on the map here? Right there. Is it actually on fire?
Yes, there's a fire kind of like rippling through. It's not on fire, but there's it's like the well is containing a fire as opposed to containing water.
Across the fence, he will stealthily tiptoe to about here.
Okay.
and
Who did we
just
lose?
Sit and
We lost
watch.
Meena.
Oh, we lost Meena, didn't we?
All right.
She'll be back.
They always come back.
Can you tiptoe across the fence there? Good.
Yeah.
Jinx.
Do you
Tiptoe
want me to roll
across
an acrobatics?
No, actually, I think that once you got up there, it was fine. You actually have a nice little
Grendy
pathway
camera
here.
on and off.
Yep.
And at this point, the skeleton pulls his pitchfork up and managed to stab and kill this particular kobold here.
Back on Grendy.
And while the others seem to be piling around it faster and faster. You also see from the distance, especially you, Matthias, there are some arrows shooting towards the skeleton and bouncing off of its clavicle bone and its spine as they kind of shatter around, and it's sort of getting dizzy as it's trying to pull the pitchfork up and stab at these things slower and slower as the seconds pass.
I'm just going to obviously stealth in there. I'm assuming you might want a stealth check. It's cocked. Oh, 19, 27 stealth.
27. You are. No one is paying attention to the little mouse on the.
But I'm looking around in this compound mainly only for something that could be controlling the skeleton.
Make an investigation check.
Can we see through the fence?
It's pretty close, tightly knit, but you do get a little bit of the outlines of the shapes through there, yeah.
26.
Like little cracks through the board.
Yeah, little cracks. 26. Though you see a lot of very nicely packed, purposeful things, you notice that you are above a watermelon patch, and on the other side of the fence is a orange grove on either side of this particular fence here. But other than that, you do not see anything controlling the skeleton itself.
Okay, so this is clearly... Okay. I look around to the other two. What are they doing? Just stay in there, or
what are you guys doing?
What are you doing, Zaunder?
Oh, jeez. Like, are we helping the kobolds?
I don't know. I believe that the skeleton's like a guardian protecting like the farm or something. That's the only thing I can think of.
All right. Zach, how valuable would kobolds be as slaves?
How valuable would they be as slaves? I mean, they're pretty damn valuable, you know? Little, strong, goblin figures.
That's just what I was thinking. That's just what I was thinking. All right, I've got to get in there and claim it first.
Okay. What do you do, Zaunder?
All right. I'm going to shoot the skeleton.
All right. You pull out your crossbow bolt, lock it in, and make a shot. Go ahead and take an attack.
All right. That is 21.
21 hits? Yeah, roll damage.
Yeah. All right. That is 9. And I'm going to activate Banishing Arrow.
Banishing Arrow?
Yeah, he's going to get banished for until his next turn.
All right, does he get a saving throw?
Until the end of his next turn.
Okay, no saving throw or anything?
Yes, I believe it is a charisma saving throw.
Charisma save. All right, let's see if he can handle it. No, definite fail. And so as that arrow sinks into it, a nice little chunk of bone kind of sprays across the side, and the skeleton itself sort of looks up towards you. You bloody! And then it disappears for a moment and goes away.
Oh.
So it is vanished. At this, the kobolds sort of see the skeleton that they're raising their axes and stuff toward disappear, and they slash through. And they turn and look at you, and they start on all fours, kind of scrambling towards you in this direction. Here, and here. They won't.
Can I shoot at one of them with a little bit of a?
No, don't shoot them. They might be grateful.
They might be grateful.
Neriad, it's up to you. What are you doing?
I'll try to attempt to hit like to the north of one of these guys, like to scare him a little bit.
Okay, yeah. You shoot a fireball pretty easy. You aim it, and suddenly a big burst of flame kind of ignites on the ground. It scorches a little bit of the watermelon plants nearby, but these things do not seem deterred as they continue just like chomping on all fours. Their axes, little hand axes in their mouths as they come towards you.
Oh, this is trouble, guys. You might want to stop playing cards back there.
You guys hear that yelled out across the 300-foot distance between you?
Yeah.
Can we?
I'll yell it quite loudly.
Okay.
I call.
The expected response, really.
You call? Fold.
Gondor calls for aid.
Nice.
All right, Matthias, you do anything?
Obviously, I will just stay there hidden, and when they run past me, I will slip one with a dart.
Okay, very good. Make an attack roll.
Because I'm stealth, I get is that advantage?
Yeah, absolutely. And sneak attack.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I lost so much money.
Oh, doesn't really matter. I rolled a 7 and a 9. So 1 second. The 9 will turn into a dart 15.
That hits, yeah.
I need to get myself a D4. Oh, for fuck's sake. So that's 1, that's 5, 10, 11 damage.
11 damage. Are you throwing the dart or blow gunning it? I forget.
I'll be throwing this one.
So you reach back into your pouch, you take a chuck forward, and you cleave this poor little kobold, and it like mid stride, it sort of plunges right through its neck, and like skids away and is dead.
Can I, if they haven't seen where I am, can I take a bonus action to hide?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's good. Mm-hmm. -1 slave, very good.
18 on a dice, so that would be 26 stealth.
Yeah, I think you sort of hop behind the fence for just a second and feel like they haven't seen you, and the others do not seem to be any the wiser. So that's all of you with actions.
Carriers.
Yeah, Meena, Finn, and Gwen. Anything?
After putting the cards down, Meena, you've been watching. Finn lost a lot of money. Stand up, and I'm going to, I guess, just run after Neriad and Matthias and Zaunder.
Okay, at double dash, you go 50 feet for the round, but you are quite a distance away from them. They seem to have run for about 30 to 40 seconds away. But you're dashing away. Anything from you, Gwen and Meena?
I pack up my cards very nicely. Making sure that none of the marks on the back of them got scuffed.
Okay, very good, of course.
Put those back
Finn
in
still
there.
has the duck on his head.
Perfect, good.
And I casually start walking in their general direction.
Okay, very nice. Meena?
I'm going to be running after Finn towards Neriad.
Okay, so it's going to take you some time. You do get there a little bit faster, but I know that you're on the map. That was a little bit early, but you're still probably over 200 feet away. But you are starting to see the structures of this fence in the distance as your friends are kind of cowering around it. You'll get to there in a second. So it's a little more of an informal combat, but the skeleton finally reemerges from the banishment and sort of like comes back with his pitchfork in his hand. What the devil? And he sort of reaches forward and tries to cleave here at one of these kobolds.
I think he comes back at the end of his next turn, is what it said.
At the end of his next turn? Okay,
Yeah.
well, we're going to flavor that and have it happen next round because he rolled a nat 20, so I'll have that happen.
Okay.
But you all will get one action before that happens. Zaunder, you want to do something?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm going to shoot one of these kobolds.
Okay.
Ungrateful little bastards.
All
right. Oh, are we in broad daylight, by the way?
You are, yes.
Okay. All right. I'll roll twice. So that's the one that's probably going to go, unfortunately.
Okay.
And this is... Nope. So the other one was a 13.
Hits.
Oh, okay. All right.
Nice.
For 12 damage.
12 damage, and you completely obliterate another ungrateful little kobold as it falls motionless, running towards you. This one gets a little bit closer on its turn, seeing its two friends kind of die. It sort of skids to a halt and sort of screams behind it, not really sure what to do. Matthias and Neriad, do you have anything?
Yeah, if this thing doesn't stop, I'm just going to shoot another firebolt at it.
Okay, yeah, firebolt away. Regular attack roll.
You should have stopped. I'm sorry.
Where did I put it? Oh yeah, it's called Firebolt. 18.
18 hits. Yeah, this one strikes true. And so the little smolder on the watermelons is saved. It does not continue as you strike this kobold true. How much damage?
6.
6, and it just completely shatters and burns away this kobold. You see a couple more emerge around the corner right when the skeleton reappears. They sort of turn and look and see their buddy obliterated, and right when they go, I try to turn away, the skeleton reaches back and pierces one with a pitchfork and completely, with a critical hit, obliterates another kobold. The other one, to his buddy to the right, starts to run away from the forest this way. And the skeleton picks up his pitchfork and says, "Don't you dare come back again!" and waves it in the air.
Speaks well common.
Yeah, it seems to do that. And we are going to drop combat and go to something a little more comfortable as the skeleton sort of looks back to all of you holding the pitchfork menacingly. What is it you desire?
Hello. My name is Neriad. This is Matthias and Zaunder.
I'm still stealthed.
We have friends coming as well. I don't see the mouse anywhere, but he's here somewhere, I promise. Don't be alarmed when they arrive. Nice to meet you, skeleton.
How would you feel about serving an older drow woman?
What? Why did you shoot me with that arrow? Can't you see I'm defending my farm?
No, I couldn't see that at all.
Well, it's the same kind of rigmarole I understand when I go try to sell my oranges to all of them around here. Yes, I have quite a bone to pick with all of them.
No, please don't do that.
Excuse me, do what? What's wrong?
What you just did, please don't do that anymore.
Yeah, well, one of those.
You seem unusually intelligent for a skeleton.
Oh, well, I suppose I am, although there are quite a few of us in this region, yes.
Really?
Well, yes, indeed, yes. I came upon this lovely fertile soil here, and I thought to myself, well, it's the perfect place to grow my oranges. And so I've been planting a farm here for the last few weeks and using a few little enchantments that I thought would be helpful. And yes, well, you have to try them. They are the best in the entire region, as far as I know.
How would you know?
Well, thank you for asking, my dear child. I have applied to be part of the Fertile Skirt Farming Society, although my application has been rejected as of late.
Why would a skeleton grow oranges?
Why would a dark elf be in the sunlight? I don't have answers for these things.
He squints up at him. Touché.
And at this point, I think after the next few minutes, Meena and Finn, running quickly, do come around and see the rest of the party standing and talking with a skeleton. He is dressed in overalls. He has a straw hat on, and he's holding a pitchfork. And at this point, I will replace the large figure with the more applicable token here.
Matthias will literally... You just see him appear on the skeleton's shoulder as he climbs up the last couple of inches. And he lifts his straw hat. Obviously, there's no brains. He puts his straw hat on.
I could say the same thing about you if you don't prove yourself worthwhile, and brains are something that are earned, not necessarily biologically given. I think that I've learned that over my time.
Matthias, that's unnatural. Get down, Matthias. I'm worried.
Did you bring my egg?
He seems relatively friendly. Everyone just relax a little bit.
But it's unnatural.
He certainly is. What's your name, unnatural skeleton?
Well, very good you ask. My name is Bobby.
Oh, Bobby.
I'm not going to call you that.
But why not? Why do you have something better? It's what I've been called my whole unlife.
I could probably think of something better.
Excuse me, Bobby. I'll turn to Meena. Did you bring my egg?
Yes, but I still think you should get down.
His last name is Garcia.
How do you feel about Farmer Death?
Pardon me? Death?
Yes, Farmer Death.
Farm or I don't understand. I clearly have already gone through death and have made it across the other side, so it does not worry me.
So I have a quick question about religion.
Okay.
So my God,
Our side segment.
how do they feel about this existing?
You would have, been in your conversations with your goddess. Life is supposed to have a natural cycle, and she believes in cycles a lot, being the goddess of the moon. So yeah, you're not too keen about it. Although, as long as things aren't being used for malicious purposes, she would kind of say to each their own. But this is something about this is not quite right for sure.
Okay.
My begonias! Oh God! And he sort of turns around, and these beautiful little red flowers that are planted around the entrance of this little farmland have been trampled on a bit. And he moves over to them and tries to like dig beneath the soil. He pulls a spade out of his pocket and tries to fix the roots. Oh God bloody! It's going to cost me so much to replace these, my begonias.
Do I find anything in his pockets?
Make a sleight of hand check.
Oh, 16. 22.
22. You find in his pockets a letter.
Ooh. Obviously, he's not paid much attention with me sitting on his shoulders, so I'll just sort of turn around so I'm facing the other direction and just start look at the letter.
Absolutely. So you start to read the letter that's in his pocket. Says, Dear Mr. Garcia, while we were surprised to see just how luscious and ripe your recent crop shipment was, we cannot at this time allow you to join the elite society of fertile farmers. When it comes down to it, you're just too scary. Sincerely, Atticus Cornwall.
What the fuck?
This is discrimination.
We found the big bad, guys.
At this point, as he's trying to fix his begonias, he sort of reaches up and feels the mouse on his shoulder. Oh, do please get down. What are you doing with my letter? And he sort of reaches and grabs it from your hand as he sort of pushes you off of his bony structure. It's a sensitive subject. I have a bone to pick with this society.
I asked you to please stop doing that.
Doing what?
Never mind. I hate this place. We should leave.
Don't. I haven't had a friendly face around here in forever, although you did shoot me for a moment. That was not very nice of you. You should not disrespect the undead. We have had quite a hard time of it.
Why is this skeleton acting this way?
I'm a little bit confused.
He should be more menacing.
Oh, well, you should be a little more friendly. You?
No, I shouldn't.
Oh, that's fair, yes. Oh. I think this is the best that I could do. Pardon me for a moment. I've got to feed my dog.
And come on, guys. He has a dog. How bad can he be, really?
And he sort of walks through this particular camp here, and he moves over to the other side of the fence. And you can see that this fence is a lot more dense and lower. It's very clearly trying to keep an animal from getting away, whereas the rest of it's a lot more open and whatever. And as he opens the fence itself, it is revealed to you a small, not that small,
probably
dog.
Adorable.
Except that the dog is made entirely of bones.
Yeah.
See, it's a dog. Never mind. It's fine.
Oh, I'm sorry about the ruckus, Cassidy. I do believe there's some fresh meat for you, yeah?
This is so unnatural.
Have I shown up yet?
I have to agree.
Yeah, I think at this point, Gwen, you probably are walking into... really, you don't see the skeleton or anything. You just kind of see your party standing around like with their jaws slack, wondering what the hell they should...
Might see my mage hand like rummaging through some kobolds.
You interrupted a perfectly good game of cards. For nothing?
Oh, I like cards.
Matthias, you find
together sometime, Matthias.
You find 8 gold pieces on the kobolds.
8 gold. Okay, well, the mage hand will come and put them in my pocket without me noticing.
Yeah, very good, very good. Are you going to come inside? I can fix you all some orange juice if you'd like. Shouts across the fence.
It's okay, Gwendolyn. He seems to be a friendly skeleton.
No, we're fine.
Yeah, we probably.
I would take a glass of orange juice.
Telepathically into Gwen's head. I don't trust this one at all.
I don't trust all. I say back. I respond telepathically. I don't trust any of the people we're with. But what's the point? It's free orange juice.
And at this point, he takes he rummages inside of a crate, and as Gwen, as you sort of emerge around the side of the fence and look in, you see this like old overalled figure reaching inside a crate, and then suddenly it stands up, and you just see bones all the way up and through it, and a farmer's hat, and it turns around with this weird grin across its bony maw, and just says, "Freshly squeezed, my dear."
Thank you.
Oh, you didn't react nearly as negatively as the others. I do appreciate that. I usually get such a well, an unfair response.
Right. Well, I've seen a lot of strange things today, so you're really on the lower tier of things.
Oh yes, of course. And at this point, Cassidy kind of and it runs up to it and starts to nibble at his foot. Oh, no, Cassidy, no, you know better than this.
So it's a bone dog?
Yes, it is. He says, you have no idea how hard it is having a dog when you're made of bones.
So it's a bone dog. Does that mean it's a boy?
Dear Lord. Boner jokes tonight. As he sits next to you and sort of like relaxes, he takes the orange juice and holds it up to his lips, and as he pours, it just like goes right through his jaw and like spills across the rest of his body.
So
I'm sure it tastes good. I'm sure of it.
So on the map they're white, but are they white in the story? These trees?
They are just dead. They're just like trees that are bare. Yeah.
Okay.
How is he growing oranges on dead trees?
On the other side,
they
of the
undead
fence,
oranges?
Yeah, you haven't seen them yet, but on the other side of the fence there is a real orange grove.
Okay. All right. Those aren't fenced in for some reason.
Oh, it's been quite a day. Those damn kobolds keep coming back, the rascals.
I couldn't help but overhear you say that. We happen to be a very competent adventuring party. We just cleared out some very dangerous caves.
Yeah.
I'm sure we would be more than glad to.
We are expensive, though. You wouldn't be able to afford us.
Oh, you probably can't even look at us for the price that we charge.
My. Well, you do certainly think highly of yourselves. You did make short work of those kobolds. It does take me quite a bit longer. I do appreciate that. And as you taste this orange juice, Gwen, it is like the best fucking orange juice you've ever had in your life. Like, these oranges are California, perfectly curated, organic, squeezed, fresh oranges. And that is like a delightful taste as you drink this juice.
Say what you want about the man. He makes a damn good cup of orange juice.
No, really?
Oh, my. This is so wonderful. I should give you a slice of watermelon. And he runs over to a different crate that he has over here, and he takes out his spade and sort of like chunk, and cuts out a nice big chunk of watermelon and turns around and offers it up to you.
Oh, Matthias is extremely excited with this food and orange being handed out. He will sprint as fast as his little legs will carry him.
Oh, well, you picked my pocket before, but if you'll say something nice about my fruits, and we'll call it even. And he sort of cuts out another chunk of watermelon and hands it to you, Matthias.
Oh, I'll taste it.
It is delicious. Right, luscious.
Tastes like the watermelon flavoring of candy.
That's what you wish watermelon tasted like when you ate watermelon. That's what it tastes like.
False. Watermelon tastes good already.
Incorrect.
So on the map, he takes up 4 squares. Is he a massive boy, or is he just like our size?
Yeah, he's pretty big. That was mostly just from dramatic effect, but he's probably about 6.5 to 7 feet tall.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
He seems so friendly. He's got a straw hat.
Yeah, right. That's all you need.
Mm-hmm.
That's all you need to be friendly.
I put my blood, sweat, and tears into these crops, and not really. But
Is that why you're a skeleton?
Oh no, that's not why I'm a skeleton. As far as I know, I was dead, and then I was not. And
how did you die?
That's impossible.
Do you know? I kind of turn around and look back at Finnegan, and I'm like, well, it's not that impossible. How did that? And I turn.
It is?
What? And I look back at the skeleton. I'm like, do you remember how exactly that happened? The coming back part.
He looks back to you, Zaunder, and looks to you, and make a persuasion check with advantage, or both of you can roll one either way.
Meanwhile, Matthias is on his back again. Like a hamster holds a nut. He's laying on his back legs in the air and eating this bit of meat.
Am I rolling with advantage, or are we both rolling? Who was the other person who was rolling?
Zaunder.
Zaunder can roll, or you can give advantage to Gwen.
What am I rolling?
Persuasion.
Oh.
Lee, can you switch to the battle map so we can...
I guess I'll give advantage to Gwen.
Okay.
Yes, there is still a duck on Finnegan's head.
Yes.
Assume it is there unless stated otherwise.
That is a 15.
15. He sort of, if he could like change facial expressions, he's more just like tilting his head toward you for a bit and thinking. And asking the undead how they died is quite it's quite offensive,
I'm not entirely asking how you died, just how you came back.
I was gone, and then suddenly I was not gone, and I remember bits of my life, maybe not all of it, but I thought this was a new outlook on something. As I lived, it was not a glamorous time, and I always thought if I had the second chance at it, I would have been a farmer. And as I came back alive and pushed my way out of the coffin and sort of strode across the land and came across this luscious, beautiful soil in the area, and no one seemed to be using these fences, I just found myself some seeds and I planted them in the ground and cast a few enchantments that I remembered from my time, and there we are. Now we have oranges, watermelons, and scarlet begonias.
Did you say that you cast enchantments on your crops?
Yes, indeed. Yes, I was a bit of an enchanter in my time. Yes. Mm-hmm.
What exactly did you put in the food?
Oh, it's a nifty little charm, and it just allows growth to take place in a short amount of time.
Oh.
How long have the
Insight
kobolds
check.
been harassing you?
Insight check. Go ahead, Finnegan. What was that, Zaunder?
How long have the kobolds been harassing you?
Oh, it's been pretty awful the last week or so. I guess they realized that these crops are ripe and luscious, and they've been trying to steal them, and I have to keep fighting them away.
13.
13. He seems to be very genuine. Yeah, this is real. As far as you can tell.
And how much would you pay kobold exterminators?
Oh, well, I'm not really a person who deals in monetary gains, at least not until my business takes off. And he sort of like pats the side of the box that he's sitting on here next to the watermelons, and you see scrawled into the side with a nice little carving of a of a skull. It says the Golden Road Oranges.
Have you ever considered using a middleman? Someone who was maybe more favorably looked upon, and then sell through them and pretend it's them and trick them?
Well, I suppose I could do that. No one like you's come along in a bit, but yes, I certainly would love for my lovely crops to be sold. You know, I don't really care about the money. I've mostly been trying to give them away, and they've even been rejected by everyone that's crossed the paths, and of course the folks at the Southern Outpost from the Fertile Farmer Association. They would just not have any of it.
If we try to give them away.
Yeah.
It's not a very good business model. You should consider that.
Well, I don't really need very much. I don't have to eat or sleep or, you know, I do miss some things about having a body, but I feel kind of grateful.
Like being natural?
Well, sure, yes, I guess you suppose you could say that, but it's a bit freeing here, you know, being dead.
Matthias will obviously drop the rind of it, and like a child, you know, when they do this for more, he's laying on his back, like wanting more.
Oh, okay, all right. I can say that. I know that from my time. And then he sort of like chisels away another piece of watermelon and hands it to you. Yes, this is an excellent plan. You could get rid of those kobolds for me, for sure, and of course, and perhaps you could become the face of the Golden Road, and I help market my oranges and give them away to folks nearby. That would make me so happy, I guess.
What exactly do we get out of this?
Oh, we need a cut, really.
Sure, you could have all the profits as far as I'm concerned. I don't have any gold yet.
Great. That sounds too good to be true. Insight check.
Sure, yeah, make another insight check.
Only if we promote your business on top of
7.
7. He seems to be very genuine, and then he says, yes. I mean, you know, whatever you need to do. I would warm my heart, or lack thereof, to know that these folks are enjoying my fruits.
They're good.
Right.
Are they? Oh, fine. I'll try some. My hand out.
And he cuts another slab of watermelon and also reaches in another crate and pops out an orange and hands you a fresh one of those as well. I'm telling you, they're the best around as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. I told you the first time. What is it? How does it taste?
It tastes amazing. This is the ripest fruit you've ever had in your life. In fact, Gwen, you are not unfamiliar to this like sweet, amazing taste in some of your pampered times in a particular city. This feels like legit rich people fruit.
Nice. I love rich people fruit.
Yeah. It's not that like moldy, slimy, worm-infested shit that you get at markets. Then this is the rich people fruit.
This is the real deal.
It's great.
I think back to that special person.
Yes.
Just for a moment.
This is genetically modified, the good stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
Those sweet GMOs.
Good stuff, yes.
I just want to quickly check if I can run faster or lift more things, heavier things now.
It'd be magically modified.
Yeah. By the way, where's the egg? Did someone bring it?
MMO.
Meena has the egg.
Meena has the egg. Okay, very good. Yeah. So Matthias, as you run up and try to like pull this tree from the ground, it's hard. You don't seem to be stronger magically or anything. It's just damn good fruit.
Oh.
Listen, Bobby, you said you were an enchanter in your past life. You don't happen to have, I don't know, let's say 10 gold of like incense, herbs, and other things, perhaps charcoal? Maybe.
Let me see. Why, yes, I'll give you all that I've got.
You're my favorite place ever.
So he goes behind this tree over here and sort of like uncovers part of the earth, and underneath it are some supplies, and you do get 10 gold worth of incense as well as some charcoal.
Here, I'll give you some gold in exchange. It's all I have.
Please, I have no use for such things. I just really could
I'll have
use
it.
your helping market directly to the common folk to get them to try my golden road oranges. Yes.
I will sing your praises and tell them where to find you, and they can come visit and buy it directly.
Well, that's the problem. Most people, other than you folk, if they see me for a moment, they either try to kill me or they run away.
Well,
I did
they're
try to
cowards.
kill you.
Thank you very much.
Or both. Yes.
Well, how about this? We do the kobold thing, but we need to sleep desperately.
Yes,
Speak for yourselves.
You do not need to sleep, Zaunder. Are you undead as well?
I can simply meditate.
He thinks about this.
Congratulations. Do you want a medal for that?
Yes.
He thinks about this for a moment and says,
But no one's ever given me one.
I
wonder why.
I haven't had company in quite some time, and sure, of course, you could stay inside the fences and have a nice rest for the night, and then off tomorrow to sell the oranges.
All right.
What are all these strange fruits? Do you grow any Trillimac?
I've wanted to have some more exotic things, but I don't have the seeds. If I got any gold, it would be to buy more seeds and have more plants.
No, it's not. There's no seeds. It's a fungus.
Oh, well, that's not my purview. No, not what.
Do drow eat fungus?
Yes. What else would you eat?
Is that the only thing you eat?
No, we also eat meat.
Do you eat mold?
What kind of meat exactly?
We'll be right back.
Do you eat cheese?
You live under the ground. So, what meat are you eating?
It's a mold spread that you put on the bread that they have.
Like peanut butter and mold.
That's what cheese is.
So it's Vegemite.
Butter, yeah, Vegemite.
Is it
we
like
eat lots of
cheese?
things. There's. What is your obsession with cheese?
Oh, I like
He's
cheese.
He's a mouse. Never mind.
Is he actually a mouse, though,
Are you?
Matthias? Are you
That's
ever
a-
going to tell us what you really are?
Are you ever going to tell us what you really are?
Oh,
Look at me now.
I'm a furbug. I've told you that like 10 times,
I
Gwendolyn.
don't know what that means. You look like a cow person, and then you're like, I'm not a cow person, I'm a furbug. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck that means.
I don't think she's got out very much, really.
Well, look,
Furbolgs are just furbolgs.
if any of you want to learn more about drow food, you can just become my slaves and come back to the Underdark with me.
oh, that sounds delightful.
Thank you.
I was
one
kidding.
else
Pulls
is-
out his
I
sword
was
and
kidding.
attacks you. No, just kidding. What do we decide?
Nothing. We talked about cheese.
Oh, we'll never be someone's slave again.
Well, I don't know if you want to stay here, but Cassidy and I could use the company. You can help yourself to the fruit, of course, and in the morning, as I said, please, handle these kobolds or sell my fruit to passers-by or some market directly to the common people. It's no skin off my back. Whatever you do.
Do you have a house that
Well, you have no skin on your back.
sleep on?
Yeah, well, Of course, yes.
I do not have a house.
No, I mostly just bundle up here next to this tree and, enjoy the nice cold moonlight of Selyun, as I once did when I was alive.
Oh, sounds delightful.
I can help myself to an orange.
Yes, of course. Just don't dip into the packed crates over there. They're much more for commercial use only.
Bobby, was it?
Indeed, Bobby Garcia, yes.
Did you describe Selyun's moonlight as cold?
Well, indeed, it is. It's a beautiful cold, though. It's the kind of cold that you want to have when you're snuggled up in a warm blanket around it. It's a lovely sort of recognition of what one thing used to be. I imagine the cold, though. My skin, of course, is not here, and I don't feel it. I just... I remember what it used to be like when I was alive.
The moonlight has always felt warm to me, and you're a skeleton, so as much as I'd like to rest here, I won't be inside of your fence. I'll stay out, and I'll keep watch for everybody else.
Oh,
You have fun doing that.
oh God, the fruit.
Lay up against a tree or some shit, and I'm just gonna go to sleep. I'm so done with this shit.
Yeah, it's like early afternoon, kind of funny enough, but you guys are more than welcome to hang out and chill, and Meena can be guarding the outside of it. Anyone else not staying inside?
I think I will go with Meena because I want to ask her something.
Okay.
I'll follow Gwen.
Zaunder will stay inside because he doesn't like the sunlight.
Yeah, these trees, though they don't have any leaves on them or anything. They're definitely casting a little bit of shade, and that does help.
No, get some shade up in here.
I'll pull out some scrolls.
I
and
go
stuff.
sleep. Good night, everybody.
How ruined is my paper parchments and stuff like that? Probably
Make let's
Rub Gwen's belly.
Pretty mushy. Yeah, it's hard to use.
Don't do that.
Nani, nani, nani.
What the hell?
Well,
if you're getting settled here, pardon me, I'm just going to and he sort of walks over to the fire and throws a couple more like logs from the dead trees down there and like warms his hands on it or pretends to. Yes, that's comforting. And then he walks through the rest of his little thing here, and he goes to tend to this begonia patch, and then sort of moves over to the oranges and starts doing like regular farming duty, checking up on things, picking ripe items. You do see a little wisp of magic sometimes as he like digs into the soil and kind of like works through something. He seems to have a little bit of power to him.
I'll be sitting by the fire, and my mage hand will go and steal a bit of charcoal from Neriad, and he'll be sitting there trying to draw out the dungeon that he's just been in.
Okay.
Passive perception 14.
Yeah. Make a sleight of hand with your mage hand.
I'm not paying attention to you, so it's just my passive.
I rolled a 7, so this is 13. So
you with a tied score there, I will say that Neriad, you do notice it as it sort of flies away with the charcoal.
It's only a little stick.
I'll see it like leave, and I'll look back to make sure I have enough still.
Yeah, you have at least 2 more sticks, so he don't got one of them. Yeah.
Okay. I'm just going to be like,
Just, you could ask, I'll give it to you. It's fine. Okay, bye, magical hand.
I didn't know it was going to do it. I was just thinking about charcoal. So
Okay. Yep.
Can I start casting detect magic as a ritual?
Yeah, absolutely.
That
takes about 10 minutes, I think.
Yeah, it takes 10 minutes.
10 minutes doing anything?
we do have that ring too. That's right.
If no one else is doing anything, then I'll ask questions about if there's magic around here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so what you notice is that if you ever get near Bobby, he is magical. You know,
what kind of magic?
The magic is
necromancy, probably.
Yeah, but I think that it's called something else. It's definitely, yeah, I think necromancy is probably the easiest way to talk about it.
Okay.
Another word for it, but yes.
Anything not related to being an undead being brought back from life, I guess is the question. Is there anything besides that magic I'm expecting?
No, you do not notice any other magic other than necromancy.
On him, on Cassidy.
Cassidy is also necromancy school of magic. You notice that. The crops themselves have very faint magical glows of enchantment. And the ring is not magical, nor is the necklace. Just the duck. The duck itself is magical.
That transmutation thing.
And the potion is magical. And
what kind of magic is that one?
That one is also enchantment.
Okay. All right. That's all I got.
If I catch up to Meena here before she falls asleep, I'll run up behind her and go,
Meena, listen, I know you don't really appreciate the undead gentleman. That's understandable. But he's going to help me reunite with my friend, and I was wondering if you could help him just a little bit as a return, like a favor. Can you make his crops grow overnight a little bit more than they normally would?
Making things grow faster is unnatural.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. Thanks anyway. I appreciate it.
I'm sorry, but we were taught never to make things grow faster unless you knew the right way to do it, and only the elders knew how to do it. And I left before they could teach me, and it's dangerous and it's unnatural and it's just wrong.
I wonder if we should ask him about the empty in the morning. Well, anyways, don't worry about it right now. Let's have some sleep, and maybe we'll talk about it more in the morning.
And I'll kind of just sit down next to her if she's sitting down.
Neriad, you don't have to stay out here with me. You can go in with everybody else.
Oh, I don't mind. I'm very used to sleeping on the ground and by myself. Even having you here is more company than I'm used to.
Okay. And I'd kind of scooch a little bit closer to Neriad and give him part of my pack as a pillow.
That's wonderful. Yeah,
Are you ritual casting Find Familiar?
Yeah, I might do that in the morning.
Okay, so you're gonna hold off on that. Okay. Anything else before you guys kind of pass out for at least the remainder of the day and maybe part of the next day?
Well, I will take my book that is wet and fan it out just so that it's sitting on its spine, just freely kind of blowing in the wind. Maybe I can make it not screwed up.
Yeah. We'll check into that next time. Very good.
Zach, what's your position on being reminded about things by Twitch chat? Is that metagaming?
I mean, it's up to you. If it's more fun, do it. I don't care.
All right, I'm gonna ask the skeleton man about if he knows anyone named Petunia.
Petunia. No, it does. Unfortunately, it does not ring a bell. No, I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
Lovely name though. I do like flowers, like my scarlet begonias here.
Is the moon out tonight as night comes?
Anything else before we kind of jump ahead of that time?
Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
Yeah. Matthias will be just groaning at some point where his stomach's hurting because he's probably eaten too much.
Eating too much fruit. I love that. Very good.
Like 5 oranges.
All right. As all of you kind of let your fatigue carry you, and despite the fact that the sun is in the sky, you kind of find some shade and nestle up next to anything or anyone that you want. You do hear the soft steps and the slight barking of a dog on occasion, but the evening does come, and the moon is out tonight. And as you kind of slumber for a little while, the first thing that I will say before you get into your thing, Finnegan, all of you that had your memories removed, unfortunately, the first part of the night does not go well, as the most horrifying memories of your life are relived in dream form as those memories come back to you all that were hit by the oblexes earlier in the day.
And that's during sleep?
I think that's everyone except for me, isn't it?
Everyone has some kind of memory that they...
I have a great sleep.
Yeah. So yeah, Gwen just like passes the fuck out, but everybody else, the first like hour or two of your rest does not go particularly fondly.
If I had 3 memories removed, am I getting any sleep tonight?
Ooh, yeah, I mean you are, but the memories are happening during your REM cycle, so you just kind of keep waking up suddenly. You have to kind of force yourself back to sleep. Is that first memory of your brother, and then the next memory of the pitchforks and the torches and all the other things that you've gone.
And your cow friend? Question mark. Getting
the lost cow friend. I forgot about the lost cow friend. Oh my god. Yes, poor Meena. You don't feel comfortable in this place, and you specifically don't feel comfortable with the terrible dream attacking you every couple hours in your REM cycle. Finnegan, do you have one last thing?
Yes. If I can see the moon, then I'm going to find like a quiet little secluded corner before heading to bed. Duck's still with me. Probably sleeping, maybe. I don't know what they do. Do they need to sleep? Are they undead as well?
It feels like it's breathing heavily, but because it's blind, you can't really tell if its eyes are closed.
Great. I don't know if it's blind. I'm going to go over to this small little corner. And sit down, take the duck slowly off, put it right next to me. Had it for a second. Pull out this like tarot cards almost, and lay them out. And as a ritual, I'm gonna cast I'm gonna do my background.
Okay.
To do commune. With Saloon.
Commune with Saloon.
Yeah, commune with Saloon. So only one yes or no question and then one ambiguous question.
Okay.
So kind of I lay these all out and look up at the moon and say, can Bobby be trusted? As like my yes or no, just like a firm.
As the night quiets down around you and you start to focus in and think about this like really intimate relationship you have with your goddess, the moon itself, as a cloud passes around, seems to sort of smile at you as a cloud sort of moves through, and you get this distinct sort of like flickering smile across the moon.
All right. Is everything okay? I guess is my ambiguous question. They can answer however they want.
You, at this point, see that smile that was on the moon as this sort of like maybe dense cloud hovered over it. The cloud kind of expands across the moon itself, and that little flicker, it's not completely gone, but it's as if the moon is a little bit hiding behind the clouds.
Not great, then. All right. Good night. Come on, Feathers. We'll change your name later. Pick Feathers up.
Yeah, as you sort of like grab your head and sort of like tousle it to put there's like a big clump of duck shit on your head.
Expected.
As expected.
Go over to Gwen and roll out a little bedroll. And
yeah, most people put shampoo in their hair, but he got real poo.
Right, and with
I should call him Sham.
Truly awful joke as everyone takes a little rest here in the afternoon into the evening with their new maybe skeletal friend and some duties to try to help sell or oranges. We will call that the session 2.
What a great way to end.
With a poo joke. Love it.
The poo joke. Amazing.
Thank you everyone for watching. Thank you for the follows. Thank you for the love and chat. We've had such a good time. This is Party Foul episode 2, out of a dungeon and into who knows what else. We can't wait to see you coming back next week. Thank you again to our awesome artists and to the Arnott and Michael Chan's music, as well as tabletop and multi-music. That's so amazing and helpful. Thank you, Roll20, who tweeted about us yesterday. We really appreciate the love. And please follow us on Discord, Twitter, Facebook, all the we have a Tinder profile, swipe us right, whatever you need to do. Learn more and hook up with us, because we love playing games. We love playing games with you. Our community DMs are always active in Discord, ready to play, ready to teach you how to play. And as we approach this 1,000 follower goal, we're going to give away something pretty darn cool. So the more closer we get to that, the more you spread the word, the higher chance you have to win.
Yeah.
We will see you here next week, 7 o'clock. And don't forget to check out Pantheon next Friday as the final episode and the Zeus battle begins.
Wow.
Thanks, everybody.
Later,
Cheers,
y'all.
guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Good night.